The Vampire Stream. Oh my gosh, we got some stuff to talk about. I promise you, I'm working hard all year. I'm working so hard. The Vampire Stream. Oh my gosh. Smash the like button. Y'all thought it was over? Where my vampires at? I need y'all to smash the like button. Oh my gosh. Y'all must have thought it was over. The Vampire Stream. Let's jump right into it. Dazn, the new increased prices, the price hike is now in effect. And your man want to revisit this topic that I've been talking about, that I've been telling you about. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Now you see, listen, I had to cut the beat. Hold on, cut the beat, yo. Listen. New media, new media, new media. I don't know how many times I could say it and, mean it, be passionate, but there's a lot of people who fuck with the movement, and I am forever indebted to you guys. Ego's Army, everybody, my channel members, they're paying monthly to hear your boy, to help the movement, to help the channel, because they respect or at least are entertained by what I'm doing over here, right? But with everything comes resistance. I told you guys, it's over for you. I'm too influential. I work too hard. New media's working too hard. DBN's working too. And there's too many people out there doing what's right for what's boxing and talking that talk. So I'm just warning y'all, because it's been ugly probably the last 3 years for old media. You're seeing channels die out. They don't do videos no more. They stop covering boxing, playing flutes. They're going to have Keith Thurman as a guest star, whatever, like just whatever. I don't really know everything that everyone's doing. I'm worried about me. He said, DJ D-Rec, cut that beat. Yeah, I'm about to wild out, because once again, I keep telling you guys, like it's good and it's bad. Bad because it's like, the good is the obvious, what you're seeing. You're seeing a lot of what we're saying come through, come true, come through, whatever you want to call it. The bad is, like, I feel like, really, like, I've been telling y'all this shit for years, depending on what the issue is. And I'm always on the front line for y'all. I'm always on the front line for boxing. I tell y'all exactly how I feel at any given time. Ego's being biased. So, once again, it's vindication, but at the same time, I'm looking at it like, yo, so what happened to that bias shit? How could people say, oh, you're biased, and then what you're saying comes true? That doesn't even make sense. So it makes you wonder, maybe these issues that I'm bringing up, maybe what he's saying, there's some validity to it. Let's get it. I told y'all gonna learn. Look, I got receipts for all my shit. What the fuck? What y'all thought this was? Look, I ain't even played this video, but, while I was loading up, I put, hold on, I want y'all to be able to see this shit. I need y'all to, look, streamed live December 12th, 2018, excuse me. Live, quiet for Canelo fight week. Okay, so this was the fight week of Canelo fielding, right? I promise you, I haven't really like pre-screened this and recorded, but this is just a random video about Dazn, and I just kind of skimmed through it to the point like where I noticed I was kind of talking about Dazn. I don't even know what I'll say, but we'll listen, see if I was speaking intelligently in December, now that we're in the brand new year. Maybe it picks up by the end of the week, but as of right now, this don't feel like it. See this? Oh my gosh, man. Ego Stradamus. I told people, like, people are prisoners of the moment. You know what I'm saying? They're such prisoners for the moment, especially in boxing. It's like Canelo's getting this ballerific deal. Everybody bow down. That's a great deal. In all sports history, nobody's even got no deal like that. But my thing is this. Once the initial shock of Canelo getting a bag and getting so much money, I'm looking at it like as a boxing fan with him. What's in it for me? Like, you know, who's he gonna be fighting? Like, the deal is great. You know, I'm happy for Canelo. I'm happy for his family. You know, humbled that it just goes to show you that you know, a kid from Mexico, Guadalajara, you know, a dangerous part of Mexico, can follow his goals and his passion, his dream, and you know, come out winning. So I'm happy for him in that regard. But I still want to know who he's fighting, like beyond this. But obviously, we're not gonna know. I've been telling you the same shit, bro. I'm trying to find. God has been beaten a couple times, so you know, start thinking, you know, and then like, oh my gosh, you guys. See, that was just a random one. That was just a random design. But it gets worse because I know there's other videos and they up and wait till I find every detail. You know, that was just, I just wanted to hear what I was saying so you guys can hear what I say. Because this is what they do. They come here and when we get it right, then they be, ooh, ooh. So I'm on some Roy Jones shit for real. Yeah, I must have forgot. So let's talk about it, people. Dazn, they hiked up the price. We know that. We knew it was coming. I've reported about it. People are talking about more like Dazn, particularly saying pay-per-view when they came in the game and saying pay-per-view is dead. Y'all gotta smash that like button. The real is back on the Vampire Stream shit. Ego, I disagree. Dazn needs to stay off the gas. LOL. $20 for dog food. Dinu. Wow. Now they need to put their foot on the gas in terms of the content. Period. But one of the things that I know my day one. See, and this is what the beautiful thing about new media is. I don't give a fuck what people say. I don't care what they say then, because we gonna make you eat them words. Either you or me. Either I'm gonna eat my words. I rarely eat my words because I don't be out here talking reckless. You know, so you know, probability is always on my side because I don't do too much. But listen to the radical shit they say and listen to what I said and then tell me what comes true. But I distinctly remember several times, anybody who's followed my channel, I mean, even the last 8 months to a year, they know this because I talked about these are reoccurring issues. Dazn was something new, so it was a hot topic we were talking about. I told you Dazn was going to raise their prices. I said that. I said, I don't know what it's going to be, $14.99, $19.99. I think I even guessed $19.99, to be honest. I said, they're going to raise their prices. I said, all this 30-day free trial, people were signing up under 4 and 5, 6 emails. I told you, I said that trial is going to go away and only come back, you know, randomly, or it's going to get reduced to a 14-day trial or a 7-day trial, or just disappear completely. Right? Do y'all remember, does anybody remember me saying these things? That free trial is going to go away and the price was going to increase. Any day one, you know, so you don't hear from me, because I could say it all day. They, you know, I'm the face, I'm the voice, I'm the name. So they always going to say I'm biased. Okay, cursor. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's the brilliant thing about new media, is all we have to do is just revisit. The videos are still up. I've been saying this shit. So if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. Then y'all can refer me back to my old videos and say, hey, you said Dazn wasn't going to raise the prices, and then they just did. You know, look, it's not even, we don't even have a packed house for a vampire stream. People ain't getting no notification, and it's the people that are in here still co-signing what I'm saying. I told you it's going to be a surgical summer, and we're going to talk about this issue, you know. Now let's talk about it. So we're gonna get it. Hold on, let me pull some stuff up. Give me 1 second. Make sure y'all smash the like button. We working. Excuse me. I'm on the official website of Dazn. Hold on. I guess I should shrink it for you guys. I'm on the official website of Dazn. Right? This is their own, very own website. This is a shit, right? This ain't, I didn't, this is their very own website. This is what I'm saying. This is why you can try. I know they flabbergasted. I know they angry and all that, but this is why you can't go against new media. It just, cause, and trust me, I'm coming. People say, oh, ego full of shit. All right, I'm coming. I told you. This is why they can't compete. This is what I do full time. So you're gonna have a lot of explaining to do. We good? Everybody can see me? Everybody can hear me? If y'all can hear me and see me, put your threes up. Put your threes up so I see it in the chat, because the chat's not moving really. If you guys can hear me, everything's good. Put your threes up. I need 3. I know people are just kind of trying to see where we go with this. All right, cool. I see the chat moving. All right, good. This is Dazon's official website, right? The old way of watching sports is over. All right, cool, for sure. They advertising Joshua, a fighter who's not exclusive. Obviously, the Change Up is a new baseball show. I don't even know who Cuz is right there. Whatever. Look. Sign up. Boom. You never know. Boom. New pricing point, right? You got a new pricing point. $99.99 per year, or you could do $19.99, cancel anytime. But here's an interesting thing. You notice you don't see nothing about no damn free trial. You look on the whole page. There's no notification or indication that, and I don't want to click it because I don't know if any of my account information, like, because I have Google Wallet and stuff, right? There's no indication of a free trial, right? You go to Dazn help, where you can ask questions. Free trial, enter. Look, nothing comes up. We'll take out free, put trial. Boom. You never know. Boom. Nothing comes up. See, when I typed in the word sports, you see how things came up, because it's suggesting things for you. There's nothing on here that says anything about a free trial, but if I type in something generic like sports, you see how it brought up stuff. It showed you how to pay for DAZN and smart TV, but the whole time I'm asking about the free trial, it don't say nothing. So what we talking? The whole time I'm looking and searching for free trial, it doesn't say anything. So where we at with this? You motherfuckers, you guys got to speak to this. I said my piece, and I've been saying my piece. So once again, bow down to the stream god and tell me who was telling y'all and steering y'all in the right direction. See, I don't have a horse in the race. So before, because I have used DAZN before, I've been on the site for fights, for when I first signed up, and got the 7-day free trial for Joshua Povetkin. And then I later got it again, I think for Canelo Fielding or some shit. And it had plastered everywhere, free trial, free trial. So I'm not the smartest brother in the world, but to me, it looks like they've done away with that, which is what the fuck I told you guys. So we got some things we need to discuss. We got some things that we need to talk about, right? So you tell what happened. He said after I got shot, I was like, Biggie, what happened? Let me know what happened. They say I'm biased, right? And the shit I'm saying don't make a lick of sense. What happened? What happened? That's what we want to know. I want to know what happened. How come Mr. Bias Ego and all that little bullshit y'all be talking about? What happened to it? Like, was I wrong? Was I right? Let's talk about it. I'm ready. Like I said, this whole year, our mantra, keep that same energy. So now that we got the same energy, let's keep it. Let's keep the same energy and let's talk about what I said. What happened, Biggie? What happened? I'm the biased one. I don't know shit. I don't have sources. I buy subs. Whatever motherfuckers say about me, I'm a bitch. Yeah, okay. But what happened? Because strangers is telling me, they're like, oh, you didn't know? Biggie's homeboy shot you. Because they brag it. What happened? Biggie, what happened? I need my proper etiquette. I told you I'm Ego Valley. So let's talk about it. I'm telling you, this internet stuff, I make money on this. This is what I do. It's a great tool for communicating with loved ones. Great tool for, just having information. Like I was at my boy, we were barbecuing. Unfortunately, this wasn't good news to be alerted to, but I got an alert on my phone and it said Nipsey Hussle was shot, and that was just all it said. So I clicked on it and, oh shit, what the fuck? So it spreads and it allows people to communicate. But the problem with the internet is this. Everybody can do it, like this YouTube. This ain't WeTube. This isn't Jordan Peele's UsTube. This shit called YouTube. It's me, it's you. Anybody could do it. All you have to do is reach a certain threshold of hours watched and you can start monetizing it too. That's the problem. Things can become oversaturated. Sometimes people put shit in the title just to try to get you to click and, they're not talking about something. Sometimes people try to act like an authority. See, if you notice my steez when I was coming up in the game, before I had sources and before I had connects and before fighters knew who I was, I played my position. I'm from the Bay. This is what we do. We always wiggle, get in where we fit in. I'm a natural born hustler. So I didn't have to lie. I wasn't like, when you first go into my channel, you don't see no videos of me talking about I had sources and shit, because I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have sources and you didn't hear that. But what you did get was introspective insight and boxing commentary, me taking guesses at fights and fight predictions and stuff like that. But nowadays, I help pioneer the boxing scene on YouTube and in digital platforms, and y'all motherfuckers know. And I came up that way. I came up through, it's like Eminem going through the rap battle circuit in Detroit, a place where people could rap. And then going from that to freestyling and making industry records after that, so I came up the hard way. That's why I get respect when we go to these fights, or when I go to the fight, excuse me. But anyway, the problem is you got a lot of people who jump on here and they want to be seen and heard, want to try to make some money in the game. It's cool. People can make money on this platform or whatever their aspiration is. But a lot of people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. That's why you see a lot of channels, they're not cut for this. They come and go. And I'm not saying this because I'm trying to oppress them or hold them down or prevent them. I don't do that. I don't badmouth channels and shit like that. I worry about me at all times, at all costs. But this is why you see those channels disintegrate. I'm trying to tell you, they keep going against the grain. All right, hot seat, just like that. Why the fuck do you hate on this company so much? Okay, so what did I say that you disagree with that I hate? See, this is the pitiful things that they do because they know I'm destroying them. I'm destroying them. I'm destroying their arguments. I'm destroying their great hopes. I'm destroying old media. So now you explain it. You said, why the fuck do you hate on this company so much? So what have I said that was hating? Biggie, what happened? And the thing is, your distraction is only going to be here for a short time. You have one response. Let me know. Dimmer illusion. It's you. You're in the hot seat. You're up to bat. Let me know simply what I said to hate on this company so much. You find any little thing to hate on. Give us one example. And if your next thing doesn't give us a clear, concise, and precise example, you will be removed. Cursor, get on him. If his next response is not a direct example, he's out of here. So you said I find any little thing. So what's the little thing that I found? What's little? What are you talking about? He said another body in the grave. See, that's what I'm saying. New media is winning. Fans don't even have hope. They don't even get excited for hot seats anymore because they know what I'm doing. They know what I come to do, and they know I'm destroying them. I'm destroying them. Cursor's already ready. So where you at, bro? Bruh, where you at? What did I say? Every little thing I'm hating, you know, every little step I take, you know, whatever you're talking about, explain. What did I say that you disagree with? What did I say that's every little thing that I'm hating on this company? You have 10 seconds, 9 seconds. Canelo's going to fight twice this year. They have no. That's not how this works. You said every little thing I do I'm hating. You're telling me some bullshit about Canelo fighting 2 times a year, which we don't even know what happens in the Jacobs fight. What if he got injured and he didn't fight a second time a year? That is a distraction. Strike one. We're not even doing 3 strikes. Your next thing has to tell me what I said that you disagree with, A, or B, you said I hate on every little thing about this company. What do I hate on? That, what you just said, is speculation on how many times Canelo's fighting. That's not the answer. Try again. Like Aaliyah said, if first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. Shooters, Cursor, get on him. If his neck, dimmer illusion, if you say one more thing that does not answer the question, my shooters have the authority to remove you from this chat. Now that we clarified that, you see, look at the exactly. Canelo's fighting twice. We don't know that. We don't know that. You just made that up. We haven't even seen Canelo Jacobs. You talking about he fighting twice this year because he said it. And if you really knew boxing, you would know he said he wants to fight 3 times this year. But you don't know shit about boxing. That's really your strike too, because he said he wanted to fight 3 times, and he said he wanted to unify the title. All that's just speculation. That, you know, I could say I seen Elvis in the mall. That don't mean it's true. Let's go. You got 5 seconds, 4 seconds, because I already gave you a 10 count. I'm not Jack Reese. You ain't getting a long count. Cursor, get ready. 4 seconds. I ain't Jack Reese. 3 seconds. I ain't Jack Reese. You don't get no long count here. 2 seconds. 1 second. What's your final answer? Cursor, get rid of him. He's only here to cause distractions. That's how we doing, y'all. All 2019. You have no voice here. You know, you like the motherfuckers from us. You have no voice. Because we instantly, once we see that you ain't talking about shit, you just going to be like all them motherfuckers in us. You can't speak. You can't sit with us, you know. Looking crazy and shit, like red into us and shit. Be careful. Be careful. Like what I say to hate on Dazn. Dazn. Be the wee rabbit of Dazn. Shut the fuck up. Motherfuckers think they fuck. They think they fucking with me, bro. I told you, I've been feeling good this year. I've been feeling sharp. They only hear it for little quick gags and shit. You hate this all. Be careful. Like, what you saying, bro? If you can't formulate sentences and words and shit, we moving on. I told you the train ain't stopping. The locomotive, we gonna get you that locomotion. You know, we not stopping. Anywho, like I said, I told you that 30-day trial would get reduced to a 7 or 14-day trial or disappear completely. I just showed you there's no indication on DAZN's website that the trial is going on, because they probably were losing money and didn't get the traction that they expected by doing that. Now, that's one thing that is already proven. And if you have proof that the 30-day free trial is still ongoing, please let me know, because Canelo and Jacobs is coming on, and I have some friends that want to watch it. But we know the 30-day trial is gone because they're trying to get people locked down and locked into it. So that free trial, you know, everything. Dazn came in the game saying $9.99. That's what they said. They said, why buy pay-per-view? They pulled Michael Buffer from HBO, you know, the man with the $1 million voice. They shot all these commercials that nobody cared. That's what I'm saying, bro. Nobody cares about, like, it's like, it's crazy. It's really insane how people don't understand boxing. It's crazy. It's like you can have $1 billion, $1 million. You can be Elon Musk. You could be Jeff Bezos before the divorce. And how people don't understand the concept of boxing, what boxing fans want, is beyond me. You know, you doing cute little commercials with Canelo, you punching with Dazn trunks and saying pay-per-view's dead. Don't make pay-per-view dead, man. Like, it doesn't. People don't care about that, especially if they didn't even see that commercial, because you don't have a channel. You don't have a TV channel. So, you know, if you didn't see it on social media or you didn't have Dazn, you might not have even seen that commercial. You know, stuff like that. I told you from the jump, that would have never been my approach. Let pay-per-view, put it this way. This is where I'm from, the era that I'm from, and also the place that I'm from. You know, I've been in California since like '89. You get what I'm saying? So those two things, the era and the place that I'm from, is like this. If whatever is whatever, then you just show people that. If you naturally kill pay-per-view and wipe them off the map, then that's what you did. But you don't have to, like, brainwash and force feed. It's just like these pay-per-view fighters. The people that HBO try to tell, oh, David Lemieux, he's pound for pound #3, and he's a Gotti list, and Chocolatito's #1 pound. That don't do nothing, because the real boxing fans know David Lemieux. He's fun to watch, but you know, all this Gotti list, that ain't helping him. That ain't helping him win the fights. You know, ain't no other fighter scared of David Lemieux because he was on the Gotti list. What the fuck is that doing? They scared of him maybe because he has power, but they're not scared because he was on some Gotti list. You know, that's all like propaganda bullshit. Sor Rungvisai didn't fight Chocolatito. I was at that for the first fight. Sor Rungvisai did not fight Chocolatito like he was the #1 pound for pound, like he was some Mayweather or Andre Ward. You notice when people fight Mayweather and Andre Ward, they fight them with respect generally. There's been a couple guys here and there try to make it rough, reckless abandon, you know, like Maidana and stuff. But Edwin Rodriguez a little bit with Andre Ward. But for the most part, people fight and they know what they're up against and they fight accordingly. They don't want to make mistakes. Even Kovalev, you know, he did catch Dre with a beautiful counter, but he didn't fight like reckless abandon. So, you know, the fans can't fight for you. Networks can't fight for you. You could put Triple G on all the best 25 in the last, you know, since 25 BC lists and all this extra shit. That's not going to help Canelo. That's not going to prevent Canelo from beating him if that was the outcome and that's where their skills were. You know what I'm saying? And Dazn, in my opinion, my honest, humble opinion, they're making some of the same mistakes with HBO. They're not focusing. You're selling to Americans, but you're not pitching really much that appeals to Americans. You know, all these domestic level fight. And this is what I said from the jump. This was always going to be a hurdle. And it doesn't look like the hurdle is as easy to jump over as they thought. Smash the like button. You know, like I have nothing. I used to live in England. Whether you believe me or not, kiss my ass. I don't care. But the thing is, a lot of these fighters from the UK, not all of them, no matter how good they are. Like, I really fuck with Josh Kelly. Dillian White's a beast. I like what I'm seeing from Daniel Dubois. Anthony Yard, you know, I want to see him keep stepping up. I like some of these guys, right? But the thing is, they haven't integrated. This is my job. I get paid to do this. So for me, I'm checking out for anybody who hot talent. If you from Mexico, you Honduras, like, you know, Teofimo or some shit. I'm just checking. My ears just treat you. Oh, you from Philly? Jaron Ennis? Okay. Boots? Okay. You know, I'm checking for everything. But not everyone has time like me and not everyone's getting paid to do it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these guys that Eddie Hearn has, rematch room, that he has fighting on DAZN cards, I don't really feel like they're doing much traction, because DAZN is not available, because they have their own distribution intact, and they have their own pipeline. Now DAZN, if they had conquered the UK market, then I think they would be doing a lot better. But guess what? Eddie Hearn's double dipping. He got his shit with Sky Sports popping off, so they getting the UK credit. That's how it's always been. That's who him and his pops or whoever been working with. And then now he's trying to sell Americans on DAZN, which is cool. New company, cool idea. You know, everybody's down for savings, but at what cost? You know, ain't nobody want no savings just to be saving, but they're not happy with the product. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to buy a ribeye steak, a 12 ounce, like they could say it's an 18 ounce ribeye steak, but I don't want an 18 ounce ribeye steak that tastes like trash, you know, just because it's only $12.99. You get what I'm saying? That's not how that works. If I'm, you know, a hardworking man, my pops taught me right, and I have some money, I would personally, if I wanted to go to a steakhouse, I'm going somewhere nice to get a nice steak or something that I want. This is also DAZN's conundrum. And I think DAZN and Eddie Hearn and Eddie Hearn supporters have been led astray by the comment sections. You know, DAZN's thinking like, oh, Eddie Hearn's, you know, he has this loyal supporter. And if you read the comments, people are like, oh, DAZN, this is great, and it's only $99. But if it's only $99, how many of you guys have given them $99.99 right now? Let me know. You know, so see, this, I learned this in boxing, especially. It's an emotional sport, mano y mano. You know, sometimes people view it, sometimes, I'm not saying me, I'm saying people. Sometimes people view it as my country versus your country, or, you know, this guy from Philly and this guy from New York. Like when Danny Garcia fought Zab Judah, people look at it like that, you know. Some people. The thing is, you can't just tell us anything and we just gonna eat it up and consume it, you know. And in my honest opinion, DAZN, what they told us, they went away against the grain from it. They said pay-per-view is dead, but if they raised their price by 100% per month on the month-to-month rate. They got rid of the 7-day free trial. Now it doesn't look like they have a trial. You know, maybe they'll do it, bring it back for promotional periods or, you know, particular fights. But in less than 1 year, they went away from the value in the deal that they said it initially was going to be. You feel what I'm saying? He said that steak comment was spot on. It's facts. I try to give you guys analogies to understand where I'm coming from. You know, of course, I would like to not have to pay $64 or $32 for a steak. But again, I would rather pay $32 for a steak if it was like a tender, medium rare steak. I eat my shit medium rare. I know a lot of people are scared of medium rare. I eat my shit medium rare because I'm a savage. You know, it's actually, that's the best way to eat steak. Y'all motherfuckers, oh, it's mooing and all that. Nah, bro, this shit is good as fuck. Anywho, I'd rather, you know, it's not that I want to pay more money, but I'm willing to pay more money for the package or the deal or whatever I want. And I think that's how most people would do within reason. Within reason. If you could save a couple bucks on some like let's say tires on your car. Ain't nobody want to spend $800 on tires. But if these $800 tires are going to last you for the next 10 years versus you can get these cheap guys that, you know, they might get nails and easily to puncture and, you know, the tread's going to wear out. What you going to do? You going to buy the, you know, tires, 4 tires that are 150 and your shit like a wagon and shit, you know? Come on, bro. Ego, I like that hat. Thank you, Daniel. You get what I'm saying? So it's like people, I said this from the jump about DAZN. It's about value. It's about value in boxing especially. People will come up with the funds and pony up or throw a fight party or go watch it at a movie if it's a fight that they want to see. I mean, this is what boxing fans do. If they want to see it, they come out. They come out to the live event. They buy the paper. That's just what it is and how it's always been. You know, if you broke or you know you can't afford it, then maybe you don't do it, or maybe you throw a fight party so you don't have to cough up the whole 7-5. But a lot of y'all, you know, we're gonna talk more about the pay-per-view stuff, but I'm still on this DAZN thing. A lot of y'all act like fucking broke as fuck. Like, you know, fights, most pay-per-view fights have at least a 2-3 month build-up. Motherfuckers act like 75 is like, what? I'm not paying 75. Why should I pay 75 for Keith Thurman versus Manny Pacquiao? Like, it makes me question how much of a boxing fan you are, because I paid for a fight like a lot worse than that, you know, on pay-per-view. You get what I'm saying? But again, it's not just about a savings if it's about the value. And this is what I said from jump. But anyway, let's talk about it. I told you the DAZN free trial is going away. I see no indication that the trial is there anymore. I just went to the sign up and it didn't say shit about a trial. You know, these are indicators. Once again, you guys have to be cautious and cognizant of who you listen to on this here platform, because there's a lot of people with a lot of different opinions, a lot of different reasons and stuff like that. But a lot of motherfuckers don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't understand. Like, am I perfect? No. But guess what? I do have a business, and my business is boxing. Like, you guys don't see me come with like coveralls and, you know, hey guys, just got off work, and oil on my hands and shit. You don't see that, because that's not what I'm doing. I've worked my whole life. I worked my whole life up until this boxing shit. I worked regular jobs just like everybody else, and, you know, had to punch in, punch out, overtime, shit like that, my whole life, you know. But you don't see that now, because, you know, God willing, we work hard, and, you know, now I'm my own boss. But I'm saying this because you got to look at it. This is what I do full time. This is my business. This is what I do. This is why I travel. I have travel expenses, you know. I'm running a business, whether you agree, whether, you know, motherfuckers can say, well, oh, you go buy subs and all this stupid shit. That's what's up. Yeah. Like, hold on. Y'all don't really want me. Y'all want me to stunt on them? Hold on, I'm going to stunt. Hold on. Listen, stunt gang. I'm doing like a remodel, so I'm kind of cleaning up some different stuff. First of all, I don't know many people that buy subs that shop at Toomey. Toomey, I love Toomey, but it's not about Toomey. It's about what's inside. I told you, young fucking credentials, bro. Look, what you want? Pacquiao Broner, huh? What we got here? What we got here? Hold on. Okay. What's this? Ward Kovalev? Okay, hold on. Where we at? Ward Kovalev? Okay. See, I told you, y'all said y'all want Ward. This is like my dog tags and shit. Hold on. What else we got here? Hold on. Oh, shit. Wilder. Hold on. Where we at? Let me see. Wilder, Stavern. Where we at? What? Broner Garcia? Where we at, bro? Hold on. Frampton Santa Cruz with Mikey Garcia when he won his title with Dejan's Latitianin. Okay. You know, I'm losing track. Hold on. What was it? Broner versus Vargas? Hold on. Andy Vince's. Ward Kovalev 2. Where we at, though? Mosley Mayorga. Oh, my God. You know what? Terrence Crawford. Ndongo. Oh, my gosh. Canelo versus Amir Khan. Come on. Oh, my gosh. Young credentials. So, that's not even all of them. You know, I didn't even put the new ones. You know, I just got back from Jerry's World. Spence Garcia. You know, I might have even lost some in the, you know, Caleb playing Uzkadagi this year. I don't know if some of them is in there. But the point I'm making is this. Who the fuck buy subs that like travel to all these fights off the dribble from the mud with no sponsors? Let me know. Let me know the guy that's doing that. Not, hey, I live in LA and I'm going to LA fights. Not, I live in New York and I'm going to New York fights. Not that type of shit. Or I live in Omaha and I'm covering a Crawford fight. I'm talking about somebody from Cali and they cover all them fights in Vegas, in New York, in Cali, in Omaha, in Lincoln, in Fresno, that type shit. Off the dribble. So let me know who's doing that by, because you know what that coming with, right? When you cover fights, I don't have to pay for my ticket to the fight. The credential is free, but I ain't sleeping on the street. So, a hotel or an Airbnb. I've only done Airbnb once in my life, just for the record. That was for Jose Uzkadagi, Caleb Plant this year in January. Food, I got to eat, right? I got to eat while I'm there. And, I can't really just walk to Omaha, New York. So I kind of have to get a flight round trip. These things kind of add up. I got dog tags. Fuck you talking about? So now that that's established, you guys can listen to whoever the fuck you want. But don't tell me about nobody unless you see that type shit. Period. Sekback be grinding too. He been doing it. So, shout out to him. But Sekback, when I see him at the fights, he don't be hating. He be saying what's up. We dap up and shit like that. So, shout out to that man. We talking about old media. We not talking about Ellie. We talking about old media. And also who got a silver platinum plaque from YouTube. Went plat. I'm like on some I really am the J. Cole, the Nas of this shit. Went platinum with no guest features. I don't have a podcast. I don't have a radio show. I don't have, I don't cover every single fight. What are we talking about, huh? That's why they know what I'm doing. They know this is so dangerous because we like the NWA. Express yourself. I got the streets fuck with me. Corporate America fuck with me. I'm a professional. I'm a businessman. You know that because you find me at my places as a business. They know the voice, this voice right here. I got the voice for this. They know this voice reaches. So, back to Dazn. I'm sorry. I just had a stunt. We had a flex on young credentials. We had a flex on them real quick. So, I don't care about all that other stuff unless they got that. But all I'm saying is you guys listen to whoever you want. I ain't out here to say names and hate on people because I don't even know people's content like that. But everybody has a thought process and opinion. But a lot of people whose thought process opinion, they don't make no money. There's people in this game right now that cover fight that don't really make no money in this game. And like I said, I'm not here to expose. There's only a handful. Like Jay said, I really feel like I understand how it feels to be a boss now. Jay told you. He said only dudes moving units, M, Pimp, Juice, and us. That's what I feel like. And you got to include my name in that. But it's not just about money. I don't really even care about money like that. But what I'm saying is it takes hustle plus muscle to push to different places, to build your brand, to get the, contacts and relationships that you have with people. So I feel like I tend to know a thing or two from experience, plus, my own observations and, that, and I mix it all together. There's a lot of people, they never even covered a fight. And y'all sit up here listening to what the fuck they talking about. They talking about business, but they don't have no business. You work for somebody else. So what you talking about? You never covered a fight. You don't even have a business. And you telling me you understand business. So like I said, to each his own, whatever. But y'all got to be careful who you listen to. New media is destroying old media. And you guys know it. They're getting destroyed out here in these streets. Back to Dazn. I just had a flex on them one time. I've said the same things. I still feel the same way. At the end of the day, they have some obstacles that they have to overcome. That 30-day free trial just went away. That $9.99 just went away. Now it's double. They're in competition. Their direct competition, I would say, is probably ESPN Plus, which is 5 times cheaper and has more content. These are the things. Like, again, you guys can listen to whoever. You guys could listen to people who, you know, have a camera and film and say whatever they want. But I'm telling you, these are certain red flags that DAZN has to tighten up, acquire more content. They sold off. DAZN just sold off some assets to invest more or acquire more and try to get the right, you know, to develop rapport with Vista, to try to secure more rights to other programming. They got this baseball talk show or some shit, the wind-up show. And let me show you guys. I'm telling you, you guys have to understand what the fuck you talking about. This is DAZN's Twitter. They pinned the Ryan Garcia fight. Let me go past that. Look how much stuff is baseball. Look, baseball. Look at all these posts. Baseball. So anyway, I'm not going to show too much because, you know, it is what it is. But that's their Twitter. And you've seen a lot of it right now is about baseball. A lot of it right now that you've seen on there was about baseball. So this is the thing. This is another dilemma. I understand opening day just started. You don't have the actual baseball games. ESPN Plus has baseball games, and I'm sure I didn't really research before doing this video, but I'm sure they have shows that talk about baseball. I'm sure they talk about it on First Take, or maybe have a direct show about baseball particularly, right? And it's $4.99. These are things. So you have to understand this, what I'm saying, that you can have all the money in the world, but you have to understand how boxing fans work. Boxing fans, I know a lot of people who like boxing that literally don't watch anything else sports wise. They don't watch. I mean, ask Dante. He's a person that covers boxing, new media, digital mom. He's a person that covers boxing. He said it numerous times, and he said it to me. He don't really watch NFL. He don't really, you know, I'm not saying like Super Bowl or something, but he don't really watch MLB and football and stuff like that. Oh yeah, baseball tonight. That's a good point. Exactly. That's art. And see, this is the thing. You're also competing against things that are established. Now, I'm not saying new is bad. New is not bad. My channel at one point was new, you know, and I had to learn and do certain things. But what I'm saying is, like, the spending habits, the fact that you are something new and you have to compete, the fact that your price point is 5 times higher, the fact that you came in at $9.99, doubled the price in 8 months, and then took away the 30-day free trial before we got one Canelo fight that people universally want to see. These things, the fact that you're selling off equity or whatever, you're selling off portions of your company to a bigger company to hopefully get some, you know, more content, you know, or money or funding for content. Again, this is not like I hate DAZN or some stupid shit, or I wouldn't cover a DAZN fight. I'm not saying that. I'm just talking simple, square business. These are not, no numbers have ever been released from DAZN. I ain't seen one fight where the DAZN was tracked, like the numbers, like Joshua Povetkin, where it was tracked and confirmed or released primarily from, you know, Matchroom, from Golden Boy, or DAZN particularly, right? So that's my thing. These aren't positive indications that you're not in the red from a business perspective. They're not positive signs. Why? Like, if everything's so great, why'd you just double your price without doubling your content? Like Netflix I heard the price is going to go up again. And that's another thing you have to compete with, because again, Netflix is established, and they keep raising their prices to, let's say they go to $15.99, you know, Okay, I got to pay a little bit more for Netflix, but I at least know what I'm getting. But see, this is the thing. Netflix got a new movie with Ben Affleck, Triple Frontier. They got Narcos. They got, you know, Luke Cage was on there. They got The Punisher that was on there, stuff like that. So Peaky Blinders, they have all these shows and content, and they've been around since like 95-ish. So it took time. And they, you know, Netflix was a company before the turn of the century, before, you know, Y2K and all that. You get what I'm saying? Dazn's coming out in a time where technology is already profitable. The internet is already profitable. So it's a different time. Oh yeah, Stranger Things. That's what I'm saying. They got popular shit. The internet's already profitable. We all know that. But back when Jack Ma was doing Alibaba and Jeff Bezos was doing Amazon, they came at the right time. Like Daniel Jacobs. I came at the perfect time. I came at the perfect time. So they were, you know, part of it's like timing. I really feel like timing is very imperative and important, you know. So those companies have been around for a while, even if they didn't bubble until later. Chipotle, a lot of people don't understand. Chipotle used to be, see, you got to understand business. That's what I'm saying. Like, these motherfuckers be getting on YouTube and acting like they know business because they read some articles online and shit. It's deeper than that. You got to be a well-versed person. You know, you have to take time and dedicate. You know, I study from the greats, Warren Buffett's and business savvy people, 50 Cents and Jay-Z. I want to pick everyone's brain. Gary V, Nipsey Hussle had a lot of, rest in peace, Nip, Neighborhood Nip. He had a lot of insightful things about getting your publishing, owning your masters, and, you know, not letting these labels jerk you, shit like that. But anyway, a lot of people didn't know Chipotle used to be under the McDonald's umbrella. And then they end up, I think McDonald's sold them, like it wasn't really profitable and popping. And then Chipotle got popping in America, built a bunch of Chipotles after that. But they used to be part of McDonald's. So McDonald's would have been eating right now if, you know, they still had Chipotle. So you guys have to understand business. And like I said, Dazn's coming out at a time. It's just like when I came out with this YouTube shit, there weren't really many egos. There weren't really boxing ego channels. Like, that's why I came out at a time where I feel like, can't leave boxing alone. The game needs me. You know, I just came out at a time, and then I kept at it, you know. But there were people, man, me and DBN pioneered this shit, bro. Doing videos like this, and then went into, graduated to being in the fights, at the fights, fighters fucking with us. I was in Vegas when Dante was out there. We were there for, I think, the Box Fan Expo. Get your tickets below. And Daniel Jacobs was just like, man, y'all doing y'all thing, y'all brothers, blah 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 blah. And we had a good exchange. Took a picture and whoom. Actually, Dante uses it on his intro sometimes. He's like, yeah, Dante, couldn't wait to meet you in person, brother. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. You know, I was right there, right when that whole shit was filmed and everything. Right? So, anyway, you got to understand business. And like I said, these, from a business aspect, Dazn, this doesn't make anyone confident that they're out of the red, or like, you know, like I said, look at their Twitter. The Twitter's all baseball. Like, so, okay, you came in the game, just hear me out. You came in the game, your first two major markets that you were focusing on were boxing and Bellator in America. I don't know about Italy and all Greece and all this shit. I'm talking about in America. You were saying Bellator and boxing. But since your boxing content is lacking, you know, instead of promoting Canelo versus Jacobs more, you got 18 posts about MLB, your new change-up show. So to me, that's a marketing directive. That's a directive to see how many people we can pull in with baseball. You feel what I'm saying? Like, why Sor Rungvisai Estrada? That's a good fight. I ain't heard shit from Dazn about that. You know, Regis Prograis, he about to fight. You got the World Boxing Super Series. I ain't seen shit. I ain't seen shit about that fight. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's not like it's over. Like I'm saying, it's over. But Dazn, these are red flags. These are indicators. And I will say this. What they came in the game saying is more than meets the eye. The whole pay-per-view is dead. That's why you should have never took the approach. Like, that's like, you know, you don't do bets that are so stern and so like permanent. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I would never say, I'm going to go get this girl's number, and if I don't, I'm going to kill myself. You know, I'm going to slit my wrist, or, you know, I'm going to call the cops and have them arrest. You know, that's just too extreme. That's what I'm saying. The whole pay-per-view, going against pay-per-view, that wasn't a good look at all. What Eddie Hearn did, I don't think that was a good look. You know, just like egging on American, grinding people's gears, and, you know, trying to chastise Americans like with this Wilder shit and saying some of the stuff he said in interviews. I don't think those are started Dazn off on a good foot. You feel what I'm saying? That's why you don't make it sound so permanent. Bottom line is this. People care more about action and results than anything else. So saying pay-per-view is dead, show us. That's all you have to do. If you come in with the perfect chemistry and the perfect infrastructure that eliminates pay-per-view from U.S. boxing, then damn, you did it. Period. But you don't, it's not, I wouldn't have made that my like standpoint. I would just, if anything, I would focus on what I got, you know, big stars and great, you know, whatever. That would have been more my mantra than whoever came up with that. That looks horrible, because once again, anything you do from here on out, because you came in so heavy with that pay-per-view is dead, if you have to do simple business like adjustments, and these adjustments are needed, now it pushes you to the side of hypocrisy, or you got to swallow your pride or some shit. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, okay, what do businesses do when they're, you know, when they need profit, or their profitability, they're losing margin or whatever, right? They make cuts, like, oh, we got to cut staff. You know, Ford Automotive is getting rid of 1,500 people in the U.S., or Starbucks is reducing their workforce by 8%. You know, these are the things you do, you know, and then you try to do like little simple things, remodel, try to get a new product line, blah, blah, blah. If that doesn't work, you know, and the worst comes to worst, you file for bankruptcies and, you know, start auctioning off shit and liquidation, things like that. So we'll see what it is with Dazn, but like I said, these are kind of indicators that they haven't hit their numbers, so to speak, of what they were anticipating. Yeah, and then like going at Al Haymon, just like, okay, this is the thing that's crazy. Eddie Hearn's Al Haymon was talking, I mean, excuse me, let me rephrase this. Bob Arum was doing some recent interviews, and he was going in on Eddie Hearn. He was going in on Eddie Hearn. Then Eddie Hearn did an interview with IFL, and he was like, oh, you know, I could be like, fuck you, Arum, but, you know, he's an old man. He's like older than my pops and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I'm going to see him for this Corolla Lomachenko fight. So, you know, you kind of have to just accept it. He's older. He covered Muhammad Ali and Thriller in Manila. So, you know, whatever, Bob. And he was like real, like, if you heard what Bob Arum was saying about him, you'd be like, damn, okay. He didn't really, you know, he doesn't really seem that mad about what Bob Arum was saying. Bob Arum was talking grimy. Bob Arum was like, nobody fucks with Dazn. Nobody has Dazn. We want Joshua. Anthony Joshua made a grave mistake. He should have came to Top Rank. Bob was on some Suge Knight shit, right? Doing these interviews. And then Eddie Hearn just kind of like brushes it off like, oh, it's just Bob, ha, ha, ha. Crazy. Because Al Haymon don't say shit, and that black man is always attacked by everybody. Oh, he's the cancer of boxing. He sucks, and, you know, his fighters are, look at Gervonta, he's strength. It's like, why is Eddie Hearn, why do you, so Bob Arum's doing an open interview, and he's going in on you, going in on Dazn. Nobody has fucking Dazn. Like Al Haymon is like in the Batcave. He on some Bruce Wayne shit. We don't even know what the fuck. We don't. This motherfucker. He might not even have a taper. Like, you know, I don't even know if he gets his hair cut. He might just be like froed out right now. We don't know. No one knows anything about Al Haymon like that except for his people. We don't know. And you would rather let Bob slide, and he's going after you publicly, and you rather talk about all the mistakes an advisor made. Exactly. Bruce Wayne. Black Bruce Wayne. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like people, this is the same thing goes for my channel. They know how powerful I am. They know how influential the channel is. That's why they don't even they don't even go after some of the people who are under me, because they don't, like, in terms of like cloud or whatever, subscriber, they go for me. They go straight for, they making videos about me. I'm not saying I'm the only one people making videos about, but they go for me because they know, you know, they try to cut the head off the snake or whatever. They know Al Haymon is powerful. They know his fighters are loyal. And that, to me, for Eddie Hearns to do that, that's a big mistake, because he's the only motherfucker who's not a promoter, who's not like 100% against you, that has free agent fighters that you might have been able to sign. But then, since you talked how you talked, now he probably just gave you certain guys like Jesse Vargas, Brandon Rios. Yeah, keep them busy for me. I'm Al Haymon. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you want to sign Jesse Vargas? All right, okay. Yeah, you can have Jesse. Oh, Brandon Rios and Canelo. Oh, Canelo's brother. Okay, not even the real Canelo. You want Brandon Rios and Canelo's brother, and then Humberto Soto. Yeah, okay, you could have Brandon. He giving you who he wants, and it's like that. So Eddie Hearns made a big mistake doing that, because you went at, oh, PBC wasted money, and, you know, the investors are mad. He's like snitching and shit on some Tekashi shit, telling all the people's business. But guess what? The thing is, PBC been out since 15 or whenever the fuck they came out, 2015, whenever. I don't remember. Not my company. But they came out when they came out, and they've had time to whatever they went through to get there. They've already went through it. You haven't. You feel me? I told you, we taking this back to the independent level, to some Master P shit. Like, you going at Al Haymon, but then trying to sign his people. How did you think that was going to be? I would have snuck him. I would have been like, oh, yeah, Al Haymon, you know, very savvy. And then try to butter him up, and then try to get Gervonta over there. Then try to get Charlo over. Then try to get Aerosmith, you know? So I think Dazn, they gave Eddie Hearns initially a lot of responsibility to recruit people, and they probably thought he was going to be able to come back. Because listen. He was doing he did like a before, not the Joshua one with Joshua and Milla, you know, not that Dazn kickoff, but he did one before that last year in about May. It was like summertime, and he went out to New York, and he said, wait till you see what we got going on. Dazn, we got big shit, you know, blah blah blah. So it was like a teaser trailer of Dazn, and listen to the names that Eddie Hearns was talking about signing. He was like, yeah, we just need about, you know, 7 or 8 guys, and then some other, you know, a couple world champions. We want guys like Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence, the Charlo twins, you know, Deontay Wilder, you know, Gervonta Tank Davis, Errol Spence, blah, blah, blah. You know, probably Keith Thurman, maybe Jared Hurt. You know, and he named those people. Bruh, he hasn't got none of them over there. Like, literally, none of those people that that he was talking about from PBC went over there. None. Like zero. Like a 0% conversion rate. That's not good. If you look at business, because these are the people he recommended he wanted. He recommended that. And then one of the people that looked promising to maybe go over there at one point was Mikey Garcia. You didn't even get that. Now, if you get him, he already just lost in and he lost every round. So, I don't know that he wants to go over there. I'm just saying, like, now if you get him, you don't even have the undefeated Mikey. So now it doesn't, it doesn't even matter the same way, because if you got undefeated Mikey, that would have looked better, but he's not coming off the best performance. So, he kind of has to climb back up the ladder, I would say. Literally like a 0% conversion rate. That's why they start throwing big bucks at Canelo and Triple G, because they had the money. Because am I lying? Don't just go listen. Like, oh my gosh, I wish I sent somebody to those press conferences so I had the footage so I could, I could just know exactly what spot it was at. But I remember the videos are still up. They're just not my videos, so I'm not going to play them. But it's like, there was on Fight Hype or one of them, somebody, and Eddie Hearn was talking about all these guys he wanted to acquire and then just get some other guys that they can build. He literally got none of those PBC guys that he mentioned. Not Wilder, not Errol, not Mikey, not Thurman, not Jarrett Hurd. Like, you couldn't even get Eslandi Lada or somebody. Like, Luis Ortiz, someone you worked with before. Like, this. So I think he underestimated the American market. He thought you could just come to this country and wave money and people just going, yeah, boss, I should take it. Nah, these fighters are smart. Now the thing is this. Dazn, they got some big names, but they don't have big American. I'm trying to tell y'all, I be giving y'all so many gems in this shit. It's crazy. It's like Nipsey Hussle gave you so many gems in his music, and now after he's gone, you know what I'm saying? Now people want to act like, oh man, he was so smart, and before post old interviews and shit like that. It's like y'all gonna wait for shit to happen, until it's like 100% unavoidable, and it's like there's no doubt. Just like y'all did with HBO boxing when I was the first one in this motherfucker saying HBO boxing, they got to start, they have to start changing a few things. Commentary, stop putting everything on pay-per-view, get back to doing the 24s and face up. What do you know? HBO got it. I predicted. That's why. Do you know how much HBO boxing went out of business? You know how much my channel grew from that? When HBO went out of boxing, I was probably like 142,000 subs. Something like that. Maybe even lower. I don't even remember. But I remember I was a lot lower. My shit grew from that because people, people who might have perused and seen some of the videos and maybe caught that video, they like, oh shit, this dude know what he talking about. So y'all gotta, I'm trying to give y'all the gems as like before they happen and shit. And y'all motherfuckers always play stupid. Always, send these little old media channels against me. And then when the shit happens, then I don't get no Hallmark cards saying, oh, Ego, you were right, and this and that. And then after all these years or whatever, when it finally do happen, like when Mayweather fought Pacquiao, I told y'all for years Mayweather's going to beat Pacquiao. Stylistically, Pacquiao can't even effectively beat Marquez. He's going to fight a more souped up, faster, better, longer arm, taller, better reflex, higher ring IQ, faster feet, Floyd Mayweather and beat him. Come on, bro. Yo, oh no, no. And then when it happens, oh, his shoulder. Man, all right, bro. It's always something. But anyway, I feel like Eddie Hearn, he thought it was going to be easier. He thought Dazn could just lure people over with saying we have all this money. But now it's like kind of a pickle, because you see the reports like, oh, Dazn is offshooting or selling portions of the company to facilitate more. You look at their Twitter and they have all these baseball posts. You look at their calendar for the next couple months, 6 months and stuff like that. And now people are going to be hesitant unless you have a proven track record. Their best time they could have, I'm telling you guys, the best time Dazn could have got people is at first when they were brand new. But then they kind of messed that up because they sent Eddie Hearns to do it and he rubbed people the wrong way. Literally, Deontay Wilder met with John Skipper not too long ago. It was highly publicized, and he made it a point to let the media know that he did not want Eddie Hearns in that boardroom. In the boardroom. That's not a good sign. He has other interviews where he says, I ain't signing to Dazn because Eddie Hearn been lying. He has an interview. His brother fought in Alabama. I remember it. He had like a white collared shirt. Deontay Wilder said, I ain't signing to Dazn. Why should I sign to Dazn? You know, he's like, not with Eddie Hearn's lying and stuff. It was at his brother's like first or second pro fight in Alabama. He did an interview and said that. So, you know, Eddie Hearn's kind of rubbed people the wrong way and like put a target on his back, trying to be all in the video and the camera. Like you kind of made yourself the bullseye, you know, and it made people hesitant. Also, Dazn tried to get Broner, another person I forgot to mention. And guess what? He didn't go. He laughed at Eddie Hearn and said, haha, I'm loyal to Showtime and Al Haymon, and posted the contract. Tyson Fury, they tried to get. He didn't go. He went with ESPN. So, once again, Dazn, they got some things they got to work out. They do have a couple good fights that people probably... Obviously, the biggest is Canelo Jacobs. That's, you know, without a doubt. That's the biggest fight they've ever had, in my opinion. But I feel like Dazn, they got to really study the American market and the infrastructure. And realistically, all roads go through new media and Ego's army. I'm trying to tell y'all don't see how powerful this shit is, bro. It really is, you know. And things like some of these companies won't credential certain people for whatever reason. You hurting yourself if you don't credential certain people, right? If you don't credential certain people, that would give coverage to your events, you know? So they have a choice because, okay, like, that's what I'm saying. It's growing too big. Like, okay, so you have a, I'm just trying to explain how this works. If you don't credential certain people, and I'm not talking about me, because I got credentialed for the fight. It was an Eddie Hearn fight. Oh yeah, in Chicago or whatever. And that's the only one I even applied for under my brand. So I'm not even talking about me. But what I'm saying is that I know other people. You know, they have certain things like Golden Boy, like if they get pressed and, you know, don't want to answer certain questions, they want to approve certain people or match or whatever, whoever the person is. But I'm telling you, that's not a good thing, because you need all the support in America you can get right now. That's just a word to the wise. Like I said, Dazn, and just like the spending habit, like you flying YouTubers out. I don't think they're doing it anymore, but they literally were flying YouTubers out. And then you had to raise the price, so obviously that didn't work, or you didn't fly out the right people, or you know, maybe you got some traction from certain people and then other people didn't, you know, wasn't worth it, so they discontinued that you know, just little shit like that. Like you flying YouTubers out, bro. PBC ain't never flew me out to no fight. And it's funny because Ego works for PBC. PBC ain't never gave me no free room. I don't need that, bro. That's what I'm saying. I'm a boss. What? I mean, shit, if they want to give me a free room, I'll take this shit. But I'm just telling you, to this point, I put that on anything. PBC ain't never flew me out or, you know, gave me no plane ticket or nothing. All this shit is for from the gristle, from the dribble. I just been doing my thing. That's how I get to fights. I don't have no sugar mama or PBC. Ain't nobody top ranked. Nobody paying for. But Dazn tried it. Like, whatever, bro. So to me, I think that's kind of like frivolous spending. And then like throwing money at like whatever fighter, and you don't understand. You thinking having Golovkin is gonna save the day. That's not how it works. Yeah, he can sell some tickets. That's cool. He's a silver medalist. He's a good fighter. But you making it like he's like a Rumpelstiltskin. Like everything he touches is gold, and his numbers don't show you that. So I don't understand. I simply don't understand it, bro. I simply don't understand it. You know, and this is the thing. I feel like there's a lot of American fighters, namely black American fighters, that, you know, if you put the same level of like energy in them, they might have these crazy sellout crowds if they didn't have all this shit working against them. Like, real talk. Like, real talk. Imagine if ESPN commentary raved about Terrence Crawford the same exact way that they do about Lomachenko. And then Terrence Crawford shows up with the performances that he puts on, and you've already brainwashed the people into feeling that anyway. Like, no, they compare. Everybody knows Muhammad Ali. Not everyone knows Sugar Ray Leonard. Like, I'm not saying it like that because I know Sugar Ray Leonard, and a lot of people should know Sugar Ray Leonard, but Muhammad Ali is like different. I know people that don't know a lick about boxing, but they honestly have heard of Muhammad Ali. Who is Lomachenko being compared to? Muhammad Ali. You know, a Ukrainian guy being compared to like probably one of the top 3 Googled boxers, famous boxers in all of mankind. Ray Robinson was a beast, but he's not even as known as Muhammad Ali, even though Muhammad Ali was inspired by Ray Robinson, right? That's just a fact, because Muhammad Ali was like beyond a boxer. He was like, you know, like kind of like an activist, and he was like the culture. You know, pictures of him and the Beatles. We're the Beatles. John, Ringo, Paul, you know, he's just iconic. Yeah, he definitely transcended just boxing. You know what I'm saying? And Lomachenko's being compared to him. Now, Terrence Crawford's being compared to Sugar Ray Leonard. You know, it's just different. And it's not even just like comparing someone to another man, another fighter. It's just like the commentary. Oh, Lomachenko, he does gymnastics and all the years of dance. Like, you know, they do all this stuff. But imagine if they were putting that same energy in Terrence Crawford. And then he do whatever happens in the Amir Khan fight. Like, let's say he looks good in that. You feel what I'm saying? Or Dazn. Like, you know, what if you put the same level in it, like the same commitment and dedication that you had to make sure PBC didn't get Triple G and ESPN didn't get Triple G? What if you fought that hard to get Wilder? You know, Wilder, to me, at this point, would be more of an impactful signing for Dazn than Triple G. That's my honest opinion. Gervonta Tank Davis would be a more impactful signing for Dazn than Triple G. Now, Triple G fights, I'm sure some celebrities come out, you know, like Peter Berg or like Mario Lopez. Tank just fought a no-namer, like, you know, someone who's not really revered in the boxing world, a canceled fight, you know, at the StubHub, which is not even like the livest, you know, I like the StubHub, but I'm just telling you, whatever it's called now, Diversity Center, and Drake was there. Conor McGregor fought and Drake was there. You know, Tank just fought and Birdman was there. And Lil Wayne was there. You know, different levels of shit. When Floyd fights, Kobe and shit be there, and Drake's and Denzel and Jack Nicholson. You know, we talking about like heavy hitters. You know, Tom Hardy or some shit. Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, it'd be different. Meek Mill. Like, it'd be different crowd when Floyd fights. Because I seen them. I see all these people in there. Will Smith was at Canelo fight. That's what I'm saying. If Triple G fought Jacobs, I was there. I didn't see all them people. You know, when he fought Lemieux, I didn't see, like, you know how many people, celebrities live in New York? I didn't see all that. You know, it's been a couple years, so I'd have to go back and review, but I was there and I didn't see all that. You know, and they put all this emphasis, like, you willing to give Klitschko whatever just to get him out of retirement. Just, what is that? What? I don't know, bro. I feel like Dazn is taking more of a gamble with their spending habit than they are, or than they would be taking, making a difficult matchup that might not go the way they want. I'm going to say that again because I know some people might not understand. In my opinion, Dazn is taking more of a gamble with their spending habits than they would be taking making a difficult matchup and not making that matchup because they don't want a possible outcome. I get it. You're hoping Canelo beats Jacobs, and you're hoping Triple G wins his next fight so you can make Canelo versus Triple G 3 because you feel that's already a beef with the first two fights, and everybody wants to see it, and that's the big money fight. That's what they're thinking. Right? But you paying ridiculous amounts to fighters, that's good for them. They're for their family. But that's more of a gamble than making Triple G versus Andrade, because it's either just Triple G and Andrade, you know, in the ring. So either he's going to win or lose. So I'd rather take that gamble and hope the guy I was pushing for wins so I can make this future fight than paying somebody, you know, 25 million, 40 million a fight or whatever you're paying them, and then they fighting somebody that doesn't bring the traction. You know, like I just don't see Triple G versus Hassan Indam being an A-list fight. Like, is there anyone on this planet who will say Triple G versus Indam is one of the year's biggest fights? Damn game, ego. Bro, I've been dropping gems on these dudes. People don't want to listen. I know boxing. I'm trying to tell y'all. I know business. I'm trying to tell y'all. I told y'all, for a fee, I would help Dazn. And if you got all that money to pay all these people, that fee is gonna cost you. I'll help anybody. I'll be a creative director, whatever you want to label me, as long as that check right. Or, you know, you can be prideful and don't reach out. Either way, I'm gonna be doing my thing. But I really feel that way. I feel like you taking more of a gamble trying to pay Klitschko, you know, break the bank to pay him to the point where you got to raise your. How is that worth it? If you to get Klitschko, the rumor is you're offering him 120 million for 3 fights. So if it takes all that, I'd rather not even have Klitschko on my thing, or I'd rather just pay him for 1 fight and then just try to make it a good fight to cash out and then take it from there. But I'm not gonna promise, you know, 120 million for Klitschko coming off a layoff. And what if he gets knocked out his first fight? That's just too much of a gamble to me. What if you brought Klitschko back, a guy who's been stopped at least 3 times, at least Lamont Brewster, Corey Saunders, Anthony Joshua, so at least 3 times, and the rumor is you're trying to pay him $120 million for a guy who was never ever really popular in America? Like, whatever. If you think that's good business, it's good business. Klitschko fought Brian Jennings in America, and that was a big deal because it was his first time fighting in America, and God knows. In fact, Klitschko's brother had a bigger fight in America, and that's obviously Vitaly Klitschko at the Staples Center when he stepped in late replacement for Lennox Lewis, and that was a good fight. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's what I'm saying. These companies crazy. Even ESPN, they paying Tyson Fury, and I'm not hating. Give him whatever, you know, whatever you felt. But at the end of the day, to me, that's paying these fighters crazy purses with, like, that's a big gamble. That's the bigger gamble in sports. Like when the Raiders got Jamarcus Russell, he had like guaranteed $32 million. They paid him all this money for a quarterback, and then he turned out to be a bust. That's a bigger gamble. I thought that was an April Fool's joke. No. Klitschko is really mulling over the idea of coming back. There was a report that came out that allegedly said he was signed with Dazn, or was signing with Dazn and fighting in the Ukraine. That was an April Fool's joke, that he was fighting in Ukraine as his next fight, you know. But Dillian White even told you. He said Klitschko's coming back because we tried to fight Klitschko or something. He knew some behind the scenes shit. Dillian White said this. I was in January. I know because Dillian White was in America in January. because he was there for the Broner Pacquiao. So if you go back in January, Dillian White was talking about Klitschko returning. So this has been long-standing, way before April Fools, that Klitschko, you know, they're trying to summons him or lure. See, and the thing is, the reason why they don't have anyone for Joshua without working with somebody else, without working with ESPN, without working with. But see, again, that's. I wish somebody just gave me several $1 million to commandeer thing. Like, this is crazy. This shit is crazy. Anyway, here's the thing. I think they're looking beyond. Okay, Gerald Miller, Dillian White, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's staying with Eddie Hearn, if he's going to ESPN, I don't know. But who's Joshua going to fight beyond that? Q-Brad Puller, we don't know what's happening to him. You know, he just had that kissing thing. I don't know how that's going to happen. So that's the thing. Who's Joshua going to really fight? Like, if he doesn't work with another promoter. So obviously they're thinking Klitschko would jog up interest. Like, I feel Dazn is betting so much on fights, and if you know boxing, I feel like the fights that they're betting on aren't quite as big as they think. Now, I could be wrong, but we're gonna find out if these fights, if that's what happens, we're gonna find out. But I really don't think Canelo Triple G3 is as big as they think it is. That's the fight that they're banking on happening. I don't think that fight's as big as they think. You know, I'm not saying nobody would watch it, but I'm just saying it's not as big as what they think it is, in my opinion. You know? So they're gonna have to make something big, man. They're gonna have to make something big or get more content. Either way. But they have to get big shit. Yeah, let's talk about pay-per-view real quick. Pay-per-view ain't dead, bro. People are trying to pick sides and all this bullshit. Listen, if you can get 360,000 people to fight or to buy a fight, that's 75, and that's with two guys that aren't even pay-per-view, like they hadn't been previously pay-per-view main events. They haven't been built for pay-per-view, like in terms of like Canelo was built up on Mayweather cards, and then he started doing his own pay-per-view. Errol Spence hasn't been built on somebody else who's proven successful on their pay-per-view cards and then given his own. So he was kind of just flung into a pay-per-view. Same with Mikey Garcia. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, they kept having Canelo as co-features on Mayweather's card back then. So if they get back to that, that could be something different. Like, because it's like what HBO was doing with Triple G and Chocolatito. It's kind of like a package deal. Mayweather was fighting, and then, you know, on a couple of his cards, Victor Ortiz, you had Canelo fighting Alfonso Gomez, or on the Mayweather versus Cotto card, you had Canelo, I think he was fighting Shane Mosley. So that's one of the things that Showtime, PBC, all of them, they need to get back to. If you are going to do pay-per-view cards, start having routine people that you're trying to build as future pay-per-view stars always on that particular card. Like, let's say, for example, the person you want to be that is Jermell Charlo. Wilder Fury, Jermell Charlo needs to be the co-feature. And then let's say Spence versus Garcia is on there. Jermell Charlo needs to be on that card too. You get what I'm saying? They need to get back to like a succession plan. I'm giving all the companies free game, you know, because my ideas never stop, so it's easy for me. That would help more. That's for starters. But pay-per-view's not dead. Like I said, Errol Spence, they should have really built him, like put him on other like when Broner was fighting Mikey Garcia back then, they should have put Errol Spence on the undercard. And then from that point, just keep putting him on. Like, it doesn't even matter if he was fighting like the best, like, but try to put some of them like Peterson, Lamont, or yeah, Lamont, Peterson, Spence. They should have started putting that as co-features, you know, on a couple Broner cards, because Broner's done a couple big cards. Well, actually, I guess Broner only did one pay-per-view, but let's just say Broner and Mikey Garcia was pay-per-view, and Broner Pacquiao. They should have built who they wanted to build on those cards. Like, so it's like everyone's checking for whoever you think is that person, or Jaron Ennis, or whoever you're trying to build. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. But again, if you can encourage 300 to 380, 400,000 people to commit, then the pay-per-view wasn't a failure. Because guess what? Unless Canelo fought a big name, that's in line where his pay-per-views are at. The only time Canelo has done better is when he fought Mayweather, Triple G twice, and Chavez. But when he wasn't fighting those names, when he was fighting Canelo Khan, Canelo Liam Smith, Canelo Angulo coming off his loss to Mayweather, and Canelo Lara, all those fights did around 300 to maybe 450 or so. They didn't do much greater than that. So that's not bad. And that was a couple years ago when, you know, not all the same streaming technologies were available. So that's not bad at all for Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia. We're talking about Errol Spence versus a guy who wasn't even in his division that had a name, and the two collectively did that. So imagine if Errol Spence fought, let's say Errol Spence, bro, Showtime, they doing it big. Or PBC, I guess you could say. Here's why. Peep. And actually, they do kind of have like a little bit of a succession plan going on. They kind of do. It's just they're not necessarily putting a routine person on the card, which I think they could do that would help. But peep this. Hypothetically, not hypothetically on this, Errol Spence just fought Mikey Garcia, did 370. We'll use a nice round number. 370K. So he fought a guy who was at 135 and 140, who had a fan base, versus him. People thought it was going to be a good fight. They paid for it. Then he's probably going to fight Sean Porter. They're talking about. So they're going to put it on that on pay-per-view. And then they're talking about Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman. And they're going to put that on pay-per-view. Now, if they do that, and then the winner's face, you might not, let's say someone's like, I'm not paying Errol Spence versus Porter. Let's say some people say that. But you might get Keith Thurman and Pacquiao. And then definitely, if that was the succession plan, by the time they make Errol Spence versus the third fight, you know, which would be the win. Let's say Errol Spence beats Porter and Pacquiao beats Thurman, hypothetically. Then you'll probably pay for that third one. Do you get what I'm saying? So even if they miss you with Errol Spence Porter, they could get you on Thurman versus Pacquiao if you like that matchup. And then if the winner fights Errol Spence, or if Sean Porter beats him, then you get Pacquiao versus Porter, Pacquiao versus Spence, you know, or Spence versus Pacquiao, Spence versus Thurman. So they're going to get you at some point, you know, if you're a boxing fan. And then you're going to have the real hardcore people, the diehards, who they bought Spence, you know, did a fight party or bought it themselves, whatever. Spence versus Garcia, Spence versus Porter, Keith Thurman versus Pacquiao, and the winners, you know, Spence and Pacquiao fighting. So, any way you slice it. And then, not to mention, Floyd coming back, most likely. So, how do you think they're not going to eat at some point? And, like, obviously that's a little bit of foreshadowing. I don't know if Pacquiao and Spence happens this year or stuff like that. But them other two fights are definitely likely. And Floyd coming back is definitely a possibility. You know, and they're talking about Wilder versus Fury maybe happening this year or early next year. So all these things are definitely a possibility in the near future. So how's pay-per-view dead? You don't think no one's gonna buy any of them fights? All them fucking fans Pacquiao had at the Broner fight. You don't think people would spring for Keith Thurman versus Pacquiao? Come on. Like, honestly, let's talk about it. You don't think people would spring for that? That's what I'm telling you. It's the matchup. The matchup is king. The matchup determines everything. Can't really believe they thought Spence would only do 50,000. He said 75, but well, whatever. Underestimating that boy Spence. So, and see, this is again another reason I wouldn't have done what Dazn did and bank on this whole mantra or tagline of pay-per-view is dead, because now you've eliminated yourself from that conversation, and you might have to use pay-per-view at some point if you're not profitable enough. 2, what do you look like saying something so and so? Man, I'm done. This shit is too easy. It's too easy. Okay, put it this way. What about the people that make videos and they say, oh, Boxingego is trash. Click here. Find out why. Boxingego bots, Boxingego exposed, and Boxingego stupid as hell. And then I start getting silver play buttons from YouTube. I start covering more fights. I start doing more. I keep growing. What does that look like to whoever does the video? Like, just ask yourself that. If someone said, oh, Boxingego got exposed, he full. Man, this YouTube stuff is like tripping, these streams. Shout out to Cursor. He said ego stock keep rising. These hater channels are just, they dead out here in these streets. That's what I'm saying. So like, it's the same thing. So it doesn't really benefit. That's why it always makes more sense to focus on you, like more so than like whoever your alleged competition is. You know what I'm saying? Dazn focus on making the best fights. PBC make it on, and really you don't see as many people. I mean, I know I'm not saying you can never, like Bob Arum, he did talk about Dazn. You know, he'll occasionally say something, but he wasn't saying what streaming apps are dead and shit. You know what I'm saying? Dazn was taking shots when they came in. So again, what does that make you look like? I said, it's like the channels that say Boxingego said this about Wilder, he full of shit. You know, new media is trash. Boxingego's, and then 8 months later, I'm still growing and covering more fights and doing more. Right? And their channels evaporate. You know, it's not a good look. Same thing with the pay-per-view is dead thing. Like you say, oh, pay-per-view, you know, we killed it, it's out. But then you got to keep doing moves that bring you more in line with the pay-per-view than what you said, which was killing pay-per-view. I just don't understand that. That's why it would have never been my formula. You know, you can't say, oh, pay-per-view's dead, and then now you keep raising your prices, which makes you, you know, closer to what a pay-per-view would be. That doesn't make sense. He said clout chasing, but that's why it don't make sense to clout chase, because you look crazy. Like I said, think about all the channels that you've seen in, like, you know, in the last few years. Ego sucks, and, you know, ego got exposed, and then I just keep doing my thing, just, you know, minding my business. What happened to that part? If I got exposed, like, why didn't sales slow up? That's like me saying Drake got exposed and then he drops the Scorpion album and it breaks Spotify records and Apple Music records and shit. And I'm like, oh, here, Like, or like, you know, no disrespect, I'm not trying to reignite a beef, but like when Meek Mill dissed Drake, it really didn't slow Drake down. If anything, it strengthened his movement. He exposed him for the Ghostwriter stuff, which, you know, I understand is a point, because back in the day, hip hop, that wasn't accepted, but it didn't really do anything to Drake. You feel what I'm saying? If anything, Drake responded with back to back and bubbled and was doing shows, and people were, you know, so it didn't really do nothing. So that's like kind of the equivalent when Meek Mill and Drake were beefing, and Meek kind of went at Drake, but Drake's record sales didn't slow up. He said Al Haymon checks on all of my events. Yeah. So you saying pay-per-view's dead, but you the one getting rid of your 30-day free trial. You the one increasing your price by 100% per month. But you said they was dead. What they was doing is old news. So that's, you didn't really stand to gain much there. That's what I'm saying. They should have just did, oh, we got Bellator, we got the livest boxing, you know, we got big stars, check us out. I would have never made that my tagline. I don't know who came up with that, why they thought that was like so ingenious, but that shit was a dub. Because again, why don't you stand your ground? Keep making commercials about pay-per-views dead. It's just not gonna make sense. But here's the other thing. Once again, look at the indicators. You said pay-per-view was dead, pay-per-view market, we took over, it sounded good, and you thought you were going to get a bunch of fans by doing that. And, you know, people fake supported, like, yeah, I don't even deal with pay-per-view anymore. But then Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia never do a pay-per-view in their life as main events. And then they sell almost 400,000, which is in line with Canelo when he wasn't in a super fight, but he was still on pay-per-view. You get what I'm saying? That don't make sense. And then in addition, another indicator, like I keep saying, is this. You're saying pay-per-view is dead, but now your competition is putting out more pay-per-views. That doesn't make sense. Pay-per-view is dead, but Top Rank got one this month. Terrence Crawford versus Amir Khan. And they're doing it on the same night as Danny Garcia versus Granados. And they didn't back down. They didn't change anything. They didn't say, okay, we're going to put this on ESPN Plus now. They're gunning it. You know, they talking about Porter versus Thurman. Porter versus Spence, Thurman versus Pacquiao, both on pay-per-view. Bob Arum's talking about building up to a pay-per-view Wilder Fury 2. So again, if you really innovate, then you change the marketplace. Everybody would, no matter what they were doing, they stop and take heed to what you're doing. And then like, oh shit. And then they conform to what you're doing. Dazn came out and they didn't conform. I mean, they're conforming. The competition didn't conform. Al Haymon don't look scared. Bob Arum don't look scared. So, you know, what is this pay-per-view is dead stuff? And people really started trying to bang that. And here's the funny thing. This is what makes new media stand out. This is what makes my channel stand out. Because when it happens, y'all see it and y'all know what I said. If Floyd comes back and takes a reasonable fight, like even a Pacquiao, he's going to sell. If it's a reasonable, I don't know about Tenshin, Nasuka, if they try to do something like that on pay-per-view. But if Floyd does come back this year and he takes a reasonable fight, like even Pacquiao 2, it's going to sell. It's going to sell. So you're going to look crazy if Floyd comes back and you were screaming pay-per-view is dead. And we know Floyd is demanding big bucks for his entertainment and his services. That's the only way you can really facilitate Floyd fighting at this point. He already has a lot of money. So if Floyd comes back, it's really going to make you look crazy running around talking about pay-per-view is dead. Especially if Canelo fights Jacobs and the numbers never come out. You know, if Triple G fights Indom and the numbers never come out. That's why this never would have been my focus. This is, you know, it's like a clout chase. You were trying to take shots at the competition. You thought you came at the right time because HBO Boxing had left the game, and you thought you underestimated the American market. But if Floyd comes back, it's going to sell. as long as if he fights someone like, you know, Devin Alexander or somebody that, you know, coming off a loss, I'm not saying that's gonna sell, but if he fights a reasonable foe, it'll sell. And you gonna be up here talking about, oh hey, get your hot dogs, pay-per-view's dead, you know, going up and down the bleachers talking about pay-per-view's dead. Hot dogs, get your hot dogs, ice cream, like, you know, like they do at the San Francisco Giants games. Ice cream, get your popcorn, pay-per-view is dead, popcorn. You know, you're gonna look crazy. You know, and if Errol Spence keep looking like the man, you're gonna look crazy because he. Where do you think Errol Spence regresses from it if he keeps doing what he's doing? This shit is, man, I'm killing this game, bro, in a good way. And that's why I never would have did this shit. Bottom line, put it this way. If Crawford keeps doing what he's doing and Spence keep doing what he's doing, ESPN teams up with Showtime or Fox or whoever, or one of them goes to ESPN or one of them goes to Fox, I'm watching this shit. End of story. I don't give a fuck who talking about what. If it's a fight like that, I'm watching it. If it's something I want to see, I'm watching it. You know, I'm not starting 75 in 1 month. I don't know what type of salary or how many kids y'all got and stuff like that. I'm watching shit. If Crawford fights Spence and it happens to be on paper, I'm watching it. I don't give a fuck. Well, I'm not gonna be like, nope, I'm not supporting that. Pay-per-view's dead. No, I'm watching it. If it interests me and its quality, you know, I'm gonna support it. I'm gonna watch it. See, Cursor, no. He said they should have never came out like they was Debo. They got hit in the forehead with that brick. Okay, I didn't read the last part. Hey, you wildin' with that Craig throwing the brick part. Hey, Debo, that's a female. So, yeah, all that pay-per-view's dead stuff is nonsense. If Floyd comes back, it's going to sell. You know? If Crawford fights, you know, someone we want to see, we going to watch it. Spence fight someone we want to see, we gonna watch it. Period. It is what it is, man. So, yes, I like savings. I like to save money. I could be frugal. But like, even like some of my gear, like this mic that I'm on, guess what? Amazon, I love savings. I mean, I love coupons and all that. But this particular mic that I'm on, right? Just know on Amazon, there were cheaper mics. But I did my research, and this was the one I liked. So, despite this microphone, testing 1, 2, despite this microphone being on Amazon for a higher price, I didn't just go with the cheaper mic. This particular company has cheaper mics that you can purchase, but I did not buy their lesser models than this one because I liked this one. Boxing is no different. If I like the matchup, you know, if I like even one fighter in it and it's not going to make me homeless, I'm going to watch this shit. I'm going to support it. That's just boxing. That's the way it's always been. It's that simple. I didn't just pick this mic because it was the cheapest on Amazon. Now, sometimes if you're starving for cash or whatever, then yeah, you might have to just go with the most affordable. But I think most of us, you know, make a decent wage where as long as there's a little bit of prep time, you can come up with $75. You can have a fight party. You can go support it by going to the movie theater. You know, it's just what it is. UK stars are just that, UK stars. We don't know those guys. They need to start from scratch and earn our respect in dollars. Damn. The other thing I will say is this. When you look at Dazn, their Twitter, it seems like they putting a lot of baseball on there, which is cool. You know, this is their plan, but that don't do nothing for your boxing fans. And that's what you came in the game with boxing, right? And Bellator. And look, baseball. Oh no. Look, baseball, 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 baseball. Okay, that's boxing. Baseball, Bellator. You know what I'm saying? So the other thing is, like, in my opinion, it's just a theory. That might even hurt you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because you came in the game, like, I feel like Dazn hasn't established themselves in America as a destination for all of sports. They don't have the full games. And now it's like they're switching gears from only having boxing really in America and Bellator, and now they're going hard on the baseball show that they have that talks and shows highlights to baseball games. You know, this MLB wind-up show. So I feel like you might miss some of your boxing and Bellator fans right there. And I don't feel like you're a destination that's known as much, like to the point where you could just completely shift the people that are already there. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, okay, there's a lot of changes in a short period of time. Like, Dazn has now raised the price, and a lot of the people who were probably enticed were probably boxing or Bellator people, and then now you shifted gears to baseball, which some of them may or may not like. And then again, it's not the full game. It's a show about baseball that might have some highlights shown for certain. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, here's the thing. I know there's like people who like do these, I don't even know, you can't call them meal prep. They just like cater food and sell plates. You get what I'm saying? A lot of those people, they'll have like more so like a specialty dish that everybody pretty much buys, and their menu will be kind of simple. And day in and day out, that's what they're like. This dude, you know, shout out to the Bay Area. You know, I'm about to go cop with him, but he's my boy's homie. I'm gonna show y'all. He's different though, because there's some people that do it that he actually is a culinary, like he went to culinary school, so he's different. But I'm about to spin with him. I think he in Vallejo now, but he went to culinary school. And now he has this, it's called, listen, if you're in the Bay, it's called Trap Meals on Wheels. This shit, tell me this shit don't look good. Shout out to 707. We hustlers out here. Tell me that don't look good. Trap Meal on Wheels. Follow him. We Bay Area hustlers. Y'all know what the fuck it is. Bay business. This shit looks smacking, bruh. I told you, we some Bay Area hustlers. Everything, man, I'm telling you, this boxing shit, it go through us. We control the narrative. Follow this man. Chef Wood 707. So, I'm gonna give y'all an example though. This shit look hella good. I'm hungry right now, bro. But anyway, mind you, look, he got the gumbo going. Let's get it. Babe business. Shout out to Chef Wood. Shout out to that 707. Say it backwards. I'm from the flats, man. Yiddy. Let's get it. Nevertheless, let's talk about this base shit. Nah, but here's my point. So he's raw. But there's other people that do it. And the thing is, they try so hard to try to have so much variety. They don't really have a specialty. You notice, like, he cooks different shit, but he also has a lot of seafood. Even though he went to culinary school, and I'm sure he can make all types of different shit, you know, he has a lot of crabs and gumbos and stuff. it's just, you know, as a business, you know, you hustling, it also helps you with supplies. Like now you could just get all this crab and make different dishes with crab. You feel what I'm saying? So you could buy bulk crab and then make gumbo. You can make just the, you know, the crab with the side, with the garlic potatoes, etc. You feel me? But see, the thing is, people, they try to start something new and they trying to cook everything, chicken and shrimp Alfredo and meatloaf, and they're trying to serve plates, but they're trying to cook two different many things, and you have to buy all the ingredients for all that. And certain days you might, you know, people might like certain plates more than they like the other ones. So you just not having a niche, so to speak, you know, you kind of waste money. You feel what I'm saying? You got to learn how to hustle, bro. This is all we do out in the Bay. We just be wiggling. But that's kind of what it is with Dazn. With Dazn, you got this MLB change-up show and you're trying to heavily promote it. Now your whole Twitter feed, since you didn't have that show, your whole Twitter feed, the last 16 posts are MLB shits. But the people who were already signed up to Dazn probably don't know you for MLB, may or may not be into MLB. We don't really know. So you might lose people in the process. You know, like, oh, I followed Dazn because I was heavily involved in the sport of boxing or Bellator. But now you feel me? You're posting a bunch about MLB. So that could backfire. That's what these are challenges you face as a new business. ESPN, you know, they cover all sports because they've been around and they're known for that, you know? So in my opinion, sometimes it's kind of better to start small and have the quality and build from that and then kind of branch off. You know, having so much variety too soon, you could, I mean, bro, I'm dropping free gems. This shit is easy. Are you guys still here? Can you guys still hear me? Y'all got to say something. I know it's a vampire stream. I don't know if motherfuckers is sleeping, having sex. I don't know what y'all doing. Can y'all hear me? See, I hate when y'all do that. Y'all just stop typing this shit, bro. The number never really changed. People just fucking staring at me and shit. I don't know. I don't like that, bro. He said, that's at Netflix. You still there? Hey, you stupid. That's funny, though. I like that. That's funny. Yeah, people just stop typing, bro. Whatever. Y'all ain't no real vampires. Y'all tired and shit. Oh, I need sleep. This new media shit is hard. Anyway, that's my whole thing. It's easy usually to start small. Like, let's say a YouTube channel. Like DJ Academics. He could talk about probably whatever now because he's already established. But if he was a brand new channel and he's talking about playing the flute and he's talking about boxing, he's talking about football, he's talking about Takashi, he's talking about Wyan Melly and all, you know what I'm saying? That's a little bit different because like now you like I said, you could lose some people in the process because they don't know, you don't really have like a call to action. You don't have like a claim to fame, so to speak. Does that make sense? Shout out to Cursor. You're funny. You know, so that's my thoughts on this whole DAZN versus pay-per-view. It's definitely not. I don't think it's dead. Like I said, DAZN, I feel like by now, almost being out a year, 8-9 months, they would have put a dent and they would have pressed the action where Top Rank at PBC and UFC had to stop doing pay-per-views, or at the very least lower their prices. But you've seen quite the contrary. Instead of pay-per-view prices dropping because pay-per-view is dead, you've actually seen the opposite. You've seen them increase their prices, which puts them, the more money you add, the more money you charge per month, the more you're in line with a pay-per-view. Because 3 months at $20, that's like $60. That's What's the difference? What's the difference between a pay-per-view? 60, 75, 15 bucks. It's not much different. So that's not a good indicator. If you really kill something off, then you would at least make them suffer and make, everyone reconsider their prices or reduce the amount of pay-per-views. But you hear all the PBC fights that they're working on, the bigger ones, Spence Porter, Thurman, Pacquiao, nobody's talking about putting on regular. You look at the Max Holloway UFC fight, that's on ESPN pay-per-view. They're not just giving you that. He said he just got him an Egg McMuffin. Y'all crazy. Anyway, so yeah, I feel like if you really kill something, that you would really force a hand. You would have made a dent. People would be doing what you're doing versus you falling more in line. Listen, bottom line, if you don't believe me, then let's see how many times. Let's see if Dazn makes any new commercials talking about pay-per-view is dead. Get Golovkin, go to an abandoned warehouse or whatever, film a promo commercial, and then keep saying the pay-per-view is dead. Let's see if you see that tagline slowly go away, or not become the focus. You know what I'm saying? So if they keep doing it, we'll see. And then, see, this is the thing. I know what I'm saying. So, if Dazn, they could do that. They could say, do another commercial, say pay-per-view is dead. But time is going to tell. Time is going to tell. And then, like I said, you're gonna look crazy if you keep pushing that issue, and then Floyd come back and do a million plus. Why would? Like I said, barring he don't fight somebody that, Tenshin Nasukawa is going to sell. If Pacquiao, mark my words, if Mayweather fights Pacquiao, let's say Pacquiao fights Thurman, and then Mayweather fights him in December, fights the winner or fights Pacquiao. You don't think Mayweather versus Thurman, who just knocked out Pacquiao, or Pacquiao who just beat Thurman, you don't think a rematch with Mayweather would sell? Come on, bro. Come on, man. So whether DAZN keeps that tagline or not, we know what the deal is. But if you don't believe me, like I always suggest, listen to what people say then and now. Time's gonna reveal. That's the great thing with new media. We got time on our side. All this bullshit that people talked about, let's see it. And here's the here's the last thing with DAZN that I don't understand is this. DAZN is copying HBO's Leftovers, and HBO had the same people, plus had a pay-per-view model, plus had been out for 45 years covering sports and boxing, and they still closed their doors to boxing. So I don't see how you think advertising and encouraging the same exact people that HBO had without a pay-per-view model at a cheaper price point is going to turn all your profit. I don't, like I said, time reveals. If Danny Jacobs and Canelo were still on HBO, that would be a pay-per-view for HBO. They put lesser fights on. They put Canelo Liam Smith, Canelo Khan, Terrence Crawford versus Victor Postal on pay-per-view. So I know 100%, without a doubt, unequivocally, that Canelo Alvarez, if he's going to fight Khan and he's going to fight Liam Smith on pay-per-view, and they're going to put Crawford Postal, which wasn't a bad fight, but they weren't established pay-per-view stars. It wasn't like, Postal was this like Mikey Garcia or something, like people even knew who he was like that. And HBO still closes doors to boxing, even at a higher price point than you. I don't see how DAZN feels like picking up all the people that HBO had, Klitschko and, whatever, Canelo and Jacobs, and the same people without a pay-per-view model is the ticket to success. That's why I said they need to start building American fighters. Show us Tevin Farmer. His nickname is like the American Idol or some shit. Show us that. because you need to get all the American fans on board with this shit. He's a good fighter. He can scrap. He's slick in there. You offering Klitschko $40 million to fight. Offer this motherfucker, you know, $40 million to fight. Offer Andre 20, 30, 40 million to fight. You got money, you just throwing it away. It don't make sense. That's really his nickname, the American Idol. So HBO Boxing was smart in the sense that even on their downslide, they were still charging you pay-per-view for everything. Warren Kovalev 1 and 2 pay-per-view. You know, Crawford posted pay-per-view. Canelo pay-per-view. Canelo Smith pay-per-view. It's all pay-per-view. So they're at least giving $75 a pop times however many. You know, Canelo Chavez pay-per-view. Whether it was good, bad, whatever. Canelo Chavez did over $1 million pay-per-view. And you had to pay 75, 80, 85 bucks, whatever for it. So HBO, they even did it. Dazn is new, ain't been around 45 years, ain't doing pay-per-views, and then they have the same people. So like that's what I don't even understand. I don't even understand that concept. You get what I'm saying? I don't understand that concept. You know, Sor Rungvisai, Sor Rungvisai versus Juan Francisco Gallo Estrada, right? Estrada and Rungvisai was a regular HBO fight. That was a regular. Now they're rematching. It's $20 a month. You feel me? Jacobs and Selecki or Selesky and with Gerald Miller, all them fights was just on regular HBO. And they were established. And those on regular HBO. Canelo Jacobs on HBO, or you have to pay for it. Gerald Miller and Joshua's on pay-per-view. So like I don't know. I think they need to get more original content, exclusives, more sports, more whole sports. Maybe that will work. You know, I know I said earlier that sometimes variety can be a killer when you're starting to. I don't know. It's not. You know, they need to try something though. Cause that Ted Cheeseman shit and David Price getting like David Price. See, in America, I'm telling you, the business structure is different here. They still probably fuck with David Price. Like Dave Price, Dave Allen, Dave Matthews Band, all these Daves in the UK, they got mad losses, and in the UK is reasonable. Their fans are loyal, so they'll still turn out. Like they like that Dave Rhino in underwears and putting a sock in his underwear and shit. Americans don't care about no shit like that. We got weirdos in New York that do that. Like be in thongs and shit playing guitars, and that's nothing special to us. We got a bunch of weird shit going on. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just a different infrastructure. You know, it's harder to sell. That's why Eddie Hearn's kind of disrespected the game, poking at Wilder. Oh, no one in America even knows you, and asking people. Now you're seeing for yourself this shit ain't easy. You know, that's a game you should have never played. Like, do you think listen, I got one of the top boxing channels, right? Especially in the niche of like the specific sub niche that I do, you know, cover fights, but then also talk one-on-one with y'all. I'm definitely the top at that. You know what I'm saying? Someone who does both. I'm in the top, right? And do you think I give a fuck who knows me at the fight? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, or walking down the street in front of the bar. I don't care if they know me, if they don't. If they know me, you know, want to talk and take a picture, that's what's up. But that's not, my mission ain't that. I don't really care. I got a job to do. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. That should have never been the focus, like taunting Wilder and stuff. You should have been doing everything in your power to get Wilder on your side, to get him on that network. You know, now Wilder's probably looking at like, damn, I dodged a bullet. I'm glad I listened to my team and we decided to stay loyal to Showtime and wait this out. I'm not saying Wilder, he's a grown man. I'm not saying he don't ever join Dazn, or, you know, Dazn doesn't ever get no one else big. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, but right now I feel like they got to kind of do something. Sky isn't happy with the fights Eddie putting on in the UK. I don't think anyone is really like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. The UK fans are more reasonable. You know, they're nicer about it. American fans ain't going for that. You know, David Price versus Cash Ali, we don't even know who that is. I know David Price, but he got like 5 knockout losses and 5 losses. Like, you know, their main event was really Liam Smith, who got stopped by 2 Mexicans. Jaime Munguia didn't stop him, but he got beat up in that fight, and then he got stopped by Canelo, but he got, you know, pretty much pulverized in those fights. And it's Liam Smith versus Sam Egington, who just lost to, I think, a guy from Africa or somewhere not too long ago. That's the main event. You know, I just don't see how that's the ticket for American audiences. You know? And then, like, man, I don't know, bro. I don't know what the... Like, Canelo Jacobs. Have you guys seen any... Did they have any specials or anything? Like, promoting that fight? That fight's not... It's probably a month away. Literally, it's less than a month away now. Today's April 5th. The fight's on May 4th. Have you guys seen Major Push? Like a 24/7 type show? Canelo Jacobs. This is looking, I don't know, bro. This looks like HBO 2.0. Listen to me, people. Eddie came in America trying to put on fights in cities that aren't even fight city. Y'all funny. That's true, though. That's true. Mulvane, Kansas. I've never been in Mulvane in my life. He said, bruh, I ain't even seen much on Twitter or IG on YouTube besides the black channels promoting Canelo Jacobs. And that's a good fight, too. Bro, this is looking like HBO 2.0. Whatever their marketing thing is, they need to throw the whole thing away and start from scratch. I'm not talking about for that fight. I'm talking about Dazn, whatever strategy. Like, look it. Bro, listen. HBO Boxing started doing this weird stuff. Like, I talked about it then, and I'm bringing it up now. HBO Boxing did a face-off, Canelo versus Amir Khan, but didn't do Canelo versus Golovkin face-off, and they had 2 fights. And we know Canelo versus Golovkin was much more anticipated than Canelo versus Khan. And we knew after Canelo failed a drug test, a face-off would have been lit for Canelo Golovkin too, because Golovkin was talking big shit, right? He was talking big shit and saying that, hey, no, I seen needle marks and he's a drug addict and he was trying to cheat. You get what I'm saying? And because allegedly the fighters didn't like seeing each other's face, or Canelo didn't want to see his face, you paying him this money, you better make him see Golovkin. Put a Hannibal Lecter glass between them or some shit. That would have been funny. But HBO, they dropped the ball. That they did a face-off with Amir Khan and Virgil Hunter with Canelo and his trainer. But you didn't do one for Ward Kovalev. These are terrible decisions, because we know Ward Kovalev and Canelo Triple G 1 and 2 were bigger fights, right? Now we're less than 29 days out, less than a month out from Canelo Jacobs, which is an awesome unification. And I ain't seen no promo stuff. But before, last December or November or whenever, they had Canelo, they shot this Journey to Canelo Fielding shit. Who does this? Why would you shoot anything for Canelo Fielding and have a multiple part series for Canelo Fielding? And I haven't seen nothing for Canelo Jacobs. I settled for Canelo fielding. People settle for it because a lot of people got the 30-day free trial. But what part of the game is that where you would spend the resources to send someone to Canelo's gym and to outsource or send someone to the UK or outsource somebody who a film company from the UK to go to Liam or whatever his name is, Rocky Fielding's gym, to shoot behind the scenes shit for a fight that lasted 3-4 rounds and it played out like everyone thought. Meanwhile, you could go to San Diego and New York and get hella footage of Canelo and Jacobs, and thus far, I ain't seen nothing. I ain't seen nothing from Dazn. You know, like in terms of like an all access 24/7. Meanwhile, you said Eddie Hearn says Showtime's going out of business by October of this year, and Showtime just did an all access for Clarissa Shields and Christina Hammer. Somebody explain this shit to me, because I guess I don't get it. And Dazn talking about pay-per-views dead. Explain this to me. So Showtime took the time to promote women's boxing, which is a great thing. Shout out to Clarissa Shields. It was a good episode. I actually haven't finished the whole thing, but that's because I went to go see the movie Us. So I didn't get to finish it, but I will finish it. I'll make sure it gets viewed. And I got Showtime anytime anyway, so it should be on there. I was watching some of it on YouTube. But anyway, so Showtime's filmed that, right? And I haven't seen nothing for Canelo Jacobs. That don't make sense, bro. But you filmed Canelo fielding. That's what I'm saying. I think people were more, not I think, I know people are more interested in Canelo Jacobs than Canelo fielding. So you should have just, if anything, like, it just doesn't make sense. I would have saved my resources for Canelo fielding. Like, these companies are crazy. Like, what they do, it's like they take the weaker fight and then they promote it. Like, just this is what I think. Maybe they think. Maybe they feel like. Maybe they feel like this is the weaker fight, so it needs more of a promotional push. So we're gonna do this behind the scenes shit to build it up. But that's a horrible game plan if that is the thinking, because you'll make more money by making Canelo Jacobs, which is already a good fight and a unification, right? You'll make more money making that blow up as big as possible. You get what I'm saying? Why would you spend resources on a lesser fight hoping that you can get interest in it? Farmer passing on Joseph Jojo Diaz Jr. co-main for Canelo Jacob. That's another thing. Man, they need to put me in charge. I run boxing. It's just what it is. Like, y'all don't even know what the undercard is for Canelo Jacobs. That's, you know what I'm saying? It hasn't been getting the publicity. It hasn't been getting the publicity. You know, David Lemieux's on the undercard. People don't even know. They don't even know what the undercard is. Meanwhile, Showtime put on a dope, from what I seen from the beginning, all access. Cursor just said it was dope too. He said that shit was hard. You know. And see, and this is the thing. I'm telling you, man. I'm trying my best. Like, I'm humble. I care about the sport. They got to start respecting YouTube. They got to start respecting YouTube and boxing. You know, they got to start respecting new media. I promise you, this type of stuff, like YouTube, we get this shit popping for boxing. They want to do all this stuff and the answers right under their nose. You need to reach out to top YouTubers, not just anybody, top YouTubers, people with a voice, people who are influential, and really get to promote. You know, swallow your pride, even if they said something you didn't like, or, you know, whatever the situation is. That's what I think the MO should be, because there's people who already have a name, you know, or if you do a show, give people who are already prominent a show. Things like that. That would really help, because I seen on my homepage, I didn't get the chance to watch the video, but the boxing voice, it looked like they were in kicking it with Wilder in his camp or some shit, right? So Wilder Brazil is getting that inside look. But, you know, what about Jacobs' fight? What about Canelo? You know, that's why fighters and the teams and shit, nobody's in Canelo's camp that I've seen. I ain't seen nobody in Canelo's camp. Maybe he wants it that way. Maybe it feels it's too big of a fight to have eyes around it. But then it falls on the company. DAZN got to do something. Somebody, you know. Nobody's in Jacob's camp that I've seen. That, like, I don't know what's going on. So it's just like, people like that. You know, it's like a reality show for them. So somebody got to do it. Like, be it a YouTube channel, the network, the streaming app, somebody. You know, you got to make this shit hot. And I don't understand why Canelo Fielding got the 24/7 treatment, but I haven't seen anything from Canelo Jacobs. They did a FaceTime call during the press tour, and that was about it. I don't have DAZN right now, so do you guys have it? Can you guys tell me? Did DAZN drop a original? Look, you type in DAZN. You type in DAZN on YouTube, and guess who comes up? Me. That's who. You type in DAZN, and I come up. Look. Like, what is this? Top 10 KOs on DAZN from March 2019. 13,000 views. Like, I get those types of views. Like, you a company. You got a billionaires behind you. You getting views that I get. It's just weird, man. And this, I don't know, bro. And then they putting the whole, look, they putting all the fight up on, like, full card highlights, and Ryan Garcia's fight was like man, whatever. Hey, Cursor, you a fool. You said they need to listen to you, ego. You keeping them alive at this point. Man, it's crazy. YouTube will get respect. I told you, everything comes through new media and the American fans. You trying to sell to America, you got to come through America. I am the American dream. You don't have to believe me, but you'll see. You will see. And then that's what I'm saying. Like, Eddie Hearn should be trying to make a peace treaty and getting in the good graces with America. He should be, you know, trying to do exclusive with Americans so we can get a feel for what his thoughts are. But he's not doing that. He's giving, like, UK channels and stuff, he's giving them an hour and a half interviews. All right. You know, and you wonder why Americans aren't sold on the product yet. You know, how you have an Americanless American product that you're selling to Americans? The fights aren't really like it just doesn't make sense to me. I really don't understand that aspect of it. You know, like, we have all these domestic level UK fights, you know, DAZN Italy fights like that. You got to start, you know, reaching out to the American press and doing interviews with Americans and being asked the tough questions. People respect that more. Joshua Miller. Have you guys seen anything on that? I try to promote all this stuff based on what I've seen. I just ain't heard much. Ryan Garcia did, yeah, he has a YouTube show, but that's another thing. You don't have to, for Ryan Garcia's, his YouTube show, you don't have to pay $20 a month. I just think, like, who has Dazn right now? Have they done anything for Joshua Miller, like a 24/7, or Jacobs versus Canelo? Has anyone seen anything? Chaz Amin's from the UK. Listen what he said. He said AJ and Miller, they ain't allowed to speak, unlike Deontay Wilder, who's answering fan questions, and you get to see his camp life. That's what I'm saying. And then on top of that, Eddie Hearn's taunting Wilder and saying nobody knows him, but Wilder's at least making himself accessible, and he's making himself known, and he has relationships with American media, you know, where he'll do an interview with somebody from American media. He not just, you know, calling people from Alabama that don't have, you know, that, you know, only staying in his area. The only promotion for Joshua Miller was the rap shit they did in New York, Sway in the Morning. I'm done. I'm so done. He said the rap battle. That's what I'm saying. And then, like, I get it's not a pay-per-view. I get it's not a pay-per-view. But, see, and this is the other thing, bro. Guys and girls, this is the other thing. People keep saying this pay-per-view is dead. Won't. I told you, pay-per-view kind of keeps you honest. You know? It kind of keeps you honest for the simple fact that on pay-per-view, it's like you don't hunt, you don't eat. What DAZN's doing is like, it's crazy with the money, because it's this, they don't have this you don't hunt, you don't eat concept. You'll eat regardless. That's the philosophy over there with no pay-per-view. So no matter who Canelo fights, he has a good idea of how much he's slated to get. Luckily, he's fighting Jacobs, which is a good fight. You know, Triple G, so that's what I'm saying. Not doing this pay-per-view shit could actually be a bad thing. If Errol Spence, if he, like, let's say they put him on pay-per-view and then they put him in with Lamont Peterson, who just lost or some shit, and he already beat them, then it's gonna tank on pay-per-view. You know, or no one's gonna want to watch that. So that would be forcing the public to come out of pocket to support it. So it probably is not going to have good pay-per-view numbers, because Lamont Peterson just lost to Lipinets and he already beat Lipinets. So why would people want to see that? You know, obviously that's a facetious example because Lamont Peterson retired, but I'm just giving you guys an example. So it keeps you honest in that regard. You put some bullshit on pay-per-view, the numbers are going to reflect, because people aren't going to come out of pocket or go out of their way. However, if Golovkin knows he's getting $15 million, $20 million, $22 million, and he could fight Hassan Endam, then he's like, yeah, no, guys, fuck it. You know, you incentivize people. Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia, they might be inclined to promote the fight. You know, maybe that's why Mikey did all this snack shit and, you know, gave people all this insight, talked a little bit more than he does in the past, because this was a pay-per-view. You get what I'm saying? So you kind of incentivize people to do good with the pay-per-view model. The more you promote, the better you make this event, the bigger you make this. Why do you think they do press tours for pay-per-view fights? You know, Wilder versus Fury. You know, Conor McGregor versus Mayweather. Why did you think they just went to Canada because they fucking wanted to? No, they went to Canada because they wanted to promote the fight, because they figured if we do our thing now and before we get into camps and shit, it's going to make people want to see it. So pay-per-view, like I've been saying, it keeps you honest because it incentivizes you. Triple G, he don't have to do interviews in English. He don't have to promote. If he knows what he's getting, he knows what he's getting. Yeah, I mean, this is simple business shit, bro. I'm tired of talking about the same shit, and I know I'm right, because even if you look at corporate America, shout out to Australia, shout out to LJ with the beautiful eyes. If you look at it's the same thing. I used to work salary. It's the same thing. Like, if I wanted to, I knew I could stop and get coffee. I'm not punching in. So, you know what I'm saying? I could be like, okay, I'm going to go get the coffee, get coffee before I go to work because I know the other manager's there. But if I was hourly, I couldn't do that because I had to punch in. Otherwise, it's going to show that I'm late. And I used to be hourly, and I was later promoted to salary. That is, it's the same thing. If you're salary and all your work's done, and everyone has their role, knows their role and stuff like that, you might be able to leave 30 minutes early, an hour early or something on occasion. You're getting paid the same no matter what. So you're like, oh shit, I'm about to beat traffic. You guys good? You talk to your other co-manager, blah, blah, blah. If I was on hourly, I couldn't just do that. I couldn't just, leave when I wanted to because they have me scheduled from this time to this time. So that's the same thing. And then I wouldn't want to keep leaving early if I was hourly because I wouldn't be getting paid. Like, instead of working 40 hours a week, if I kept leaving early, now I'm working 31.2 hours a week. You get what I'm saying? So I would be cutting in my money. But if I'm salary, I'd rather beat traffic. I already work hard and I'm not getting paid more. So yeah, leave. So that's the other thing with this non-pay-per-view model. Triple G can fight, Buster Douglas's son, Lil Buster. He can fight Lil Buster and shit. And fight whoever he wants. And you just paying him whatever. So, like I said, if Showtime or Top Rank put some bullshit on pay-per-view, then they're going to find about it. They're going to find out about it when them numbers come back. Like, damn, okay, that didn't work. If you put like Mean Machine and Terrence Crawford and you try to make it pay-per-view, the fans are going to let you know by either supporting it or not supporting it. But with the Triple G or whoever, non-pay-per-view, these guys are getting the same thing no matter what. Klitschko can go in there, allegedly sign $120 million for 3 fights, get knocked out in his first fight. Also like promotion wise, like why would Canelo go out of his way to promote? he getting the same, he don't care. See, people don't understand. Like I said, you guys could listen to whoever you want. New media, we killing the game. But just hear people like Canelo's, he's making the same, like he already knows what he's getting. So he took a large lump sum, and now he don't have to worry about picking all pay-per-view worthy fights and worry about the numbers being tracked and coming back. So he's really winning. He winning because he don't have to worry about that, and he got this record-breaking deal, and now he don't have to worry about any type of, like, if he fights Liam Smith, if he fights Khan, you don't have to worry about how it does. He's just like, fuck it, Block PJB. This motherfucker be lying. These motherfuckers be lying, bro. He said, Dazn, the best. I love it. That's what's up. I'm not even waiting. This is what they always do. You tell me who's winning, new media or old media. These dudes just come in, try to say some condescending thing to go against the grain. No explanation. We don't believe you, bro. You see how he just came in just to say the opposite? It's not. If you love it, that's cool. If Ryan Garcia, Jose Lopez, that coming off a loss, that's what you was checking for, then more power to you. I'm just telling you my assessment on things DAZN can improve. Period. DAZN has Humberto Soto real. Man, I swear Humberto Soto retired. Like I know he did. So I don't even know how that even got. Humberto Soto's fighting Jesse Vargas now at like 151. See, I'm done, bro. I think DAZN, they should really take a look at some of the stuff that these concerns that I'm bringing up. People don't even know who's fighting on cards anymore. They keep saying DAZN's the future. Maybe this should have been thought out a little bit more because people didn't even know. They know Jesse Vargas. They didn't even know he's fighting. Honestly, who knew Jesse Vargas was fighting Humberto Soto? Who knew he was fighting him? Did you know that, yes or no? LJ says, not me. I forgot when the fights are coming on DAZN when they air. Salvador Gomez says, not me. Cursor says, no. This is an established fight that already has a date. And Jesse Vargas is fighting. And some of y'all don't know, but y'all are at ungodly hours on the Vampire stream because you're boxing fans and you don't even know this. Because that's what I'm saying. It's like people don't even know Kane the bad guy. That's what I'm saying. And he's fighting him on a what should be a good card, I'm hoping. He's fighting him on the Estrada versus Sor Rungvisai 2 card. That's what I'm saying. People don't even know that, whatever, bro. I'm out. I've made my points. You know, good luck to everybody. You know, great luck to DAZN. We'll see what they decide to do, but you know, it's getting to the point where I think they need to look at some things. They really do. They have to look at some things. You know, their whole timeline is baseball now, you know, which takes away from their core initial audience because they came in the game like $9.99. Yay. They came in with the 30-day free. These things are no longer there. They came in there with mainly boxing and Bellator in America. Now their whole Twitter feed is baseball, some baseball show. And a lot of people don't necessarily watch all of the sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, boxing, I'm telling you, boxing is a different sport, bro. It's different than all this shit. I really know, but out of all sport, like I know people like watching basketball, but they also like football a lot. Boxing in America is different. You know, I know some people that don't know shit about boxing. Like, every time when I go to the fights and I'm like, oh, they're like, what fights you cover? Or what fight did you watch last night? I'm like, Sean Porter versus Ugas. They might not know either guy, or they might know Sean Porter from the Broner fight, but they don't know who Ugas is. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is finicky, you know, and it's making a comeback, but it's not to the point where. So if you had diehard people who were fucking with DAZN, the MLB show, they might not care for that. They might not be there for that. And then now you raise your price, so you're expecting people to pay annually. That, you know, until they want to see boxing content. You know? Like, I cover boxing. I've only talked about baseball like one time on my whole channel. You know, it was like when I think the Giants were in the World Series or some shit. Like, I don't really I watch baseball occasionally, you know. I don't get to watch every game because they got so many games and I'm working and stuff. So, you know, whatever. But Rasta Boxing, listen, peep this though. He said if I fought for DAZN right now, I'd definitely do my own shit like Ryan Garcia did. But see, okay, just listen to this. I feel you, self-promotion, stuff like that. But that's another thing. Okay, so Anthony Joshua just came out with his own YouTube channel. Ryan Garcia has his own YouTube channel, right? So that's another hindrance to DAZN. That's another hindrance. Like, okay, let me pay $20 a month. Where's the exclusive content? The fights or whatever the fights they have, you know, those, a lot of them need improvement. But what other, like HBO had HBO Boxing, HBO 24/7, Boxing After Dark, the Max Kellerman Face Off, Jim Lampley's The Fight Game. So they had different content that could, you know, Real Sports with Brian Gump. They had different sports things and themes things that catered a lot to boxing. But if I could watch behind the scenes of AJ and behind the scenes of Ryan Garcia for free on YouTube, and then all of their fights, they're streaming them on their own website, on their own Twitter, on their own, you know, the weigh-ins on their own YouTube. Then Ryan Garcia knocks out Jose Lopez. who was coming off of a loss, and then 15 minutes later is on Dazn. Some people just like, oh, I'm gonna wait. So I don't know. What, like, basically for $20 a month, how are you justifying that price? Do you feel what I'm saying? Like, how do you justify the price when the exclusive content is like, you're so busy like trying to promote? Oh, Ryan Garcia just called out Floyd Mayweather fighters, so you're trying to promote it. I get that aspect of it, but then what's the point if you're promptly putting it on your YouTube? You know, then what did the people pay $20 for? Just to see it in real time? That's not, to me, that doesn't make sense. Like, why do people get Netflix? Because they have movies and documentaries, Netflix originals. They got shit that is not on HBO or Fox or regular TV. They got movies. At one time, I watched Demolition Man. So not every network is showing Demolition Man. That's one of my favorite movies. But Netflix had it. You feel what I'm saying? Netflix has Narcos. That's a Netflix original. So if Netflix had its own YouTube page, and then they were putting the episode of Narcos on their YouTube page, then why do I need to buy Netflix? Do you get what I'm saying? That doesn't even make sense. How do you have exclusive content, but then you make it not exclusive by releasing it on your Twitter? You're showing Ryan Garcia knock the dude out instantly. You're showing the highlights in the Floyd Mayweather call out instantly. How's that a game plan? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Versus HBO and all these other people, they're showing you whatever to hype you up for the fight, but then you got to get the pay-per-view to get the fight, or you have to get it illegally. You know what I'm saying? Or like HBO, you have to have a subscription to HBO Premium Boxing, but they don't mind showing you the final press conference, the weigh-in. It just, you know, it's like Swiss cheese. There's like there's like holes in the plan to me. If it's exclusive, it should be exclusive. But since they're new and they're trying to promote, they're making it not exclusive, which, again, now, what am I paying 24? Like, okay, put it this way. I'm going to make this short and sweet. I have a Sam's Club membership and I have a Costco membership. I pay whatever I pay for it. I don't even know, $55 for Costco or whatever, right? It's good for 1 year. What's the point of me getting a Costco membership if anybody, whether you have one or not, can just walk in and buy a Vizio TV? Anyone can just go in and get the free samples. Anyone can just go in and, you know, buy tri-tip or their produce or fish and crab legs. Then what the fuck? Why am I paying the membership? Does that make sense to you? Why would I pay for a Costco membership to get these bulk wholesale prices, and then you could just be a crackhead that walks into Costco? They're not checking memberships. They don't, you know, they don't care at the register. Every time I go to Costco, to get in, you have to show your membership. When you go to pay, you have to give them your membership. So if they just letting everybody in, then what the fuck I'm paying $55 for? Mir said $1 million of game for free. Right. It doesn't make sense. The reason, see, again, I'm all about equality. If a teacher's letting everyone else talk and then I talk and you have a problem with just me talking, then that don't make sense. Like I said, if I'm going to pay $20 a month or $100 for a year, you got to show me the value that I'm getting exclusively for my contribution or me, you know, paying. Like I said, if I go to Costco, if you don't have a, like, bro, I tell some of my friends, I'll be like, oh yeah, you need to go to Costco. They have, I just talked to my boy when he had the barbecue on Sunday. I was like, you should go to Costco. They got, you know, you can get a 24-pack of boneless, skinless for blah, blah, blah. He said, I ain't got a Costco membership. First thing he said. That's what he said. Because he knew at this point, I can't get the deal you got because I don't have a membership. But DAZN, they keep streaming and showing the weigh-ins and stuff because it's a new company, they're trying to encourage people to get it. But it doesn't make sense if your exclusive content you're posting on YouTube. Then why do I need to pay for it exclusively? If you're just gonna put it on YouTube right after, or like in the case of like Canelo fielding, you put the documentary stuff. That type of stuff don't make sense. If I'm paying $15 for Netflix, I'm hoping you have some Netflix originals, some shit I can't get elsewhere. You know, some movies that, you know, I don't have or something, you know. They just need to sit down and think about all this stuff. Just listen to my videos and think about this stuff. Because it doesn't really make sense. Like when I go to Costco, this is a great example for Costco. They have samples. These little white Dixie cup looking things, half Dixie cup things. And then they be like, oh, here's the honey cured ham. And then they have a little toaster oven or whatever the fuck, put the shit in. Or here's the Krusty's pizza. And then they put a little in, chop it up in little pieces, put them in the little white cup. You try it. God damn, this pizza good. God damn, this smoked sausage is good. Right? They don't just give me a whole thing of smoked sausage and say, take it home. They give me a little piece of chicken, a little sample, so I can see if I like it, you know, entice me to buy it. And then if it's good, I buy it. Like, damn, this pizza was hella good. This chicken, you know, this marinade you guys use is awesome. Then I buy the thing of honey or yogurt or whatever the sample is, right? Dazn, they giving you the, you know, more than just a little cup teaser. You showing the whole weigh-in. You showing the whole press conference. You putting Ryan Garcia's highlights on moments after he does it and his call outs. I just don't see how that, whatever, bro. I'm out of here. The Vampire Stream. That's my thoughts. You guys let me know. New media, we just on fire.